Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday. My God, it's Saturday night already. Happy Saturday night, everyone. Welcome to the Gabriel Speaks podcast. I'm so glad you're here. If this is your first time here, please make sure and hit that like and subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. Helps us out and helps us to work on producing more content that hopefully y'all like for next time. So we have got a few things on the agenda today to cover, and we're going to have I guess at this point we could just say stable co-host, Mr. Flack Magnet, joining us here soon. And we're going to talk about some of the current events that are going on. We've got the Iran war. We have still, as the Iran war has escalated and tensions have escalated, we've seen focus on the Epstein case and actually holding anybody accountable from the Epstein case just disappear by the wayside, which has been really unfortunate, but also really good for those that are on the Epstein list that don't want to get in trouble, right? That's got to be a nice little coinky dink there. We've got Palantir, who released a very weird statement about the Technological Republic in brief is the actual posting. And this is a 22-point brief on the Technological Republic, according to Palantir. Now, if you're not familiar with Palantir, you probably should get yourself familiar with Palantir, especially if you're watching any of my streams. But they are absolutely a 100% US government adjacent intelligence gathering, collecting, technology supplier, manufacturer, drone specialists. I mean, they have their hands in all of the things that can kill you or cause a lot of harm to you. And they also have access to a lot of information. And one thing that concerns me is, when President Trump and the rest of those characters started uncovering fraud in Minnesota, we're talking billions and billions of dollars that shows just how idiotic our government can be. So if you put someone like Palantir or give someone like Palantir access to the data the government has, the question is, do you trust Palantir with that data and information? Welcome to the show, Mr. Flack Magna. How are you, sir?
Good evening. I've got my paranoid shouldn't be noticing PFP up. I hope everyone enjoys it.
Huh?
Yeah, dude, it's fucked, man. Like, I can't help, like, my lightly paranoid side of where the lightest area goes to my speculation, right? Like, this is just going to be sent to marketing to better sell you shit that you don't need.
Oh man!
At the very least, that's what it's going to go to, and 100% that is actually probably where it's definitely going to end up in some way. But
yeah,
how do we not get uber paranoid and say like, oh no, this is the devil's work? Because it sure as hell sounds like it.
Yeah, it just seems like we're on this trajectory, and there's no, it's either get on or get the fuck out of the way. Kind of a thing. Like, we're gonna use autonomous drones to kill people, and I don't know why that's such a fucking focus, but they are investing a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into making it so drones can kill without us pulling the trigger. That should make us all nervous, because it's one thing to fight back the government with your Second Amendment right. It's quite another when those bullets don't do anything when they hit their target. I mean, how are you going to stop a robot from invading your home? Weren't you here when we talked about the robot in Ukraine that stopped a Russian unit?
No, oh my God, maybe.
Yeah,
It doesn't stick out in my mind though.
there
This
was.
sounds like the first time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, there was. Let me see what I can find on it, so I'm not talking out of turn here. But essentially, there was reports that some kind of robot soldier thing was fighting against this Russian unit, and they surrendered. Let me see what I can find on it. While I do that, we've had a bit of an event at the White House. Did you see this?
Yes, sir.
Holy moly. For the folks at home, if you haven't seen it, we're going to take a look here.
Replay of what happened, and here we go.
Pretty fucking wild, huh?
Yeah, that sounded like a pistol, maybe like a 9mm.
Yeah,
perhaps.
yeah. It was a lot of shots. It was interesting too because it seemed like a lot of shots before they even reacted. Like they're sitting up here joking, and the shots are going off, right?
Yeah, I don't see anything also affected in the background. Like I don't think it was.
Like, oh, those were shots 2 minutes ago. I guess we better do something.
Yeah, that's so weird because like it also didn't look like anything was affected behind him. Like you'd expect to see like the curtain move. It was hit by a projectile, but
Yeah.
it was just up at the air or something.
Well, so they made us. Here's a president and statement after said shooting. Let's see what they had to say. Oh, one moment here. Looks like okay. Going to have to stop sharing and then reshare it because we're having audio issues. For the folks at home, thank you for your patience. And Mr. Magnet, how was your Saturday, sir? You get a lot of stuff done? Get down to Home Depot and
sort of did some stuff. I did more stuff around the
time?
house. Made Lazy Man pizza this evening, which is just an English muffin with some sauce and cheese thrown on it.
Hey, that's a fantastic snack.
Oh heck yeah! Well, this is the thing. This is the kicker. I did Philly cheesesteaks yesterday, right? So the onions and the peppers, because there was a bunch of those left over, so I wound up using that on these things, and I zhuzhed it up a little bit. It was nice.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's listen to what Trump and gang had to say here. Oh, good. Kash Patel's there. Well, of course, there's an open bar, so Kash Patel's there.
That did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges should be self-evident given the conduct, but as you'll hear, there will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around the possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There is federal law enforcement already working on search warrants and doing their job, and I don't want to get ahead of them.
So I'm guessing he lived. Doesn't look like the shooter. Doesn't sound like the shooter got taken out.
And don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Director Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago, and everybody in this room should rest assured that the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job. I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here, and I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room.
Okay. Yep. You're all brave heroes. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, according to this report here, the armed man fired at a Secret Service agent, an FBI official told Reuters. The agent was hit in an area covered by protective gear and not harmed. All federal officials, including Trump, were safe. About an hour after Trump was rushed from the event, he posted on Truth social media, shooter had been apprehended. Quite an evening in DC. Secret Service and law enforcement did a fantastic job, Trump added. Shortly afterwards, he posted the First Lady plus the Vice President and all cabinet members are in perfect condition. We're in perfect condition. He said he would be holding a White House press conference on Saturday night, which I guess this is just a segment of that.
For the courage. And I want to thank President Trump for his words. And I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you.
But I feel like we didn't. We like just went through that whole thing. Okay, hang on here. Let's see. Okay, apologies, y'all. I don't know why it went right to the end. So I don't know if that was like a witness. Very interesting. Okay. So what do you think? I mean, how many people are going to try and kill Trump before he's done, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know what this is even considered, a protest or some sort. Because, like, that sounded like it was on the other side of the room. Like, I don't know what was going on there that nobody reacted.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was in the hallway or... it's nuts.
I'm looking through this news report here to see if there's any other relevant details. The event eventually was canceled. Trump posted, blah, blah, blah. I swear to God, there could be a nuclear attack and Trump would post it on Truth Social.
Yeah.
Saturday was the first time Trump has attended the Correspondents' Dinner as president. I guess that will be the last time as well. Yeah. So yeah, we're not going to know much, I guess, until they've had a chance to thoroughly question and interrogate this guy. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he was shot, but he's
survived.
He's fine. Yeah, he's in fine condition. Like they didn't even say if he was in critical or anything like that. They probably just got him in the leg or something. Give him the old desk pop, you know.
Trump cancels his envoys to Pakistan. And hopes to negotiate with Iran, it sounds like. So let's see. Trump cancels envoy's weekend visit to Pakistani capital. Iranian Foreign Minister Araki, I don't know if I'm saying that right, leaves Islamabad after talks. Araki says he has yet to see if U.S. is truly serious about diplomacy. And one thing that's really weird in this Iran thing is like, they keep telling us they're like negotiating, but we have no idea who the fuck they're talking about or who they're even talking to. Like our government, Pentagon, will release one statement and then literally like immediately afterwards, the Iranians will be like, we don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not talking to us. So like we're getting the full on circle jerk on this one, y'all. I mean, they waged a war without getting Congress's approval on behalf of Israel, telling us it was because they were going to have nukes that we were supposedly blown up their program already.
It's funny because it's like I just imagine like you have a curtain going across the stage, right? And you have two individuals shaking hands, right? But if you just look behind it, like as if it's two individuals that are different than each other, making a deal with each other, you know, on behest of other people, right? But you look behind that curtain, and it's actually just cat dog, just one entity fucking attached to the other, going right around that curtain to the other side, shaking its own fucking hand. You know, like
Okay, here we go. So it looks like we finally got, man, they were recording this. Good old C-SPAN. You got to love C-SPAN. 40 minutes before Trump decided to come out. Okay, let's hear what Mr. Trump. I don't know if we're going to get any more details, but it certainly looks like the journalists weren't getting any details.
Acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement, and this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press, and in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many other platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually
piss off. You can pause it. Pause it, because I'm going to have a tizzy. Oh, this is orchestrated, 100% orchestrated now. This is why, folks, we need the Patriot Act, and why we need to take all of your rights away, and we need to have drones sitting in your living room just in case we need to smash them into your face, like we allowed to happen in Ukraine.
Yeah. So you think this was a kind
Cunts.
of a staged event?
Well, after that little statement, after that, this is why we can't have nice things. Fuck off, man. Fuck right off.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Me personally, I can't have any nice things.
Nothing.
This asshole at the fucking White House. Fuck off. What now? We're gonna turn it to UK number 2, where they take everyone's gun away because some cunt at the fucking White House wants to be a prick. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, and I don't. It'll be interesting to hear who this is, who they try to peg this on, what the motives they'll try to use. You know, was this like an angry transgender, triple transgender with a side of meatballs and another side of anti-gun, safe bubble, safe space? I wonder if they're just going to paint him like that, you know, another liberal that lost their mind.
It's nuts, dude, because like shit like this has happened. I mean, like, how many people have actually taken shots at presidents and like it didn't result in mass fucking surveillance on its citizens all the time now? You know, like, they're just using this as a way to fucking crowbar whatever surveillance they have on whatever fucking people. Like, I'd like to see what kind of military background this dickhead who pulled this shit over there has. You know, like, wouldn't be surprised if he's tied back to I wouldn't be surprised if he ties back to fucking BlackRock in some way, like the other one.
Man, why would you think
like
that?
The other one we fucking forgot about and
somebody
immediately went away?
Yeah, in Pennsylvania.
That's the very one
with the kid whose apartment was ransacked and cleaned out before investigators could get there.
The one who somehow walked across and passed all the windows with the Secret Service actually inside of in a building they were housed
Yes.
in that somehow laid out in front of them and yeah, that very one, buddy.
Yeah. If y'all, if you go to my YouTube videos, there's kind of a longer one I did on the Trump assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, in Butler, Pennsylvania, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild how it happened. It's pretty wild how it was responded to and dealt with.
Cleaned within an hour.
Right.
Remember all those photos of the FBI on there with fucking hoses spraying everything down immediately? Like you didn't even find the fucking bullet casings before spraying it the fuck down. Because you know how we know they didn't do that, because they couldn't figure out how many bullets were fired to begin with. Yeah. Right? Like if they would have found the fucking casings, because remember the kid got shot in the face almost immediately after, so he didn't pick up the casings and fuck off like Tyler Robinson supposedly did. Right. You know, like there's too many fucking open-ended questions now that are not being answered. And they miraculously released that footage immediately. Where the fuck is all the Epstein shit that was supposed to be released, mandated by fucking Congress?
The Epstein shit is being buried by all of this shit. I mean, it's clear as day.
I'm just glad his hair isn't orange now. He at least figured out how to get it completely gray.
It's very frustrating to know that people are not going to pay the price for what they did. It really doesn't sit well with me, you know, because it's like, when are we going to call these intelligence agencies out? Or is it just that every time they get called out by anyone with authority,
nothing makes sense anymore? Just leave it there. Nothing makes sense anymore. Because it's finally come full circle for me with the Erica Kirk thing, that I can explain it now to a normal person in 2 minutes, and it make total sense that this broad is out of her fucking mind. Right?
Yeah. What's been going on with that? Because I have heard quite a bit.
Well, we don't even got to get into
started with Candace Owen, right? Like,
yeah, we don't even have to get into that minutia. We'll just go on logic. Okay. Right.
All right. Ready? Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So Charlie was a trad man with a trad wife with trad kids. His whole organization, TPUSA, was run on the whole trad family thing, which was like, the man does the work, the woman hangs out and raises the children and does the cooking and cleaning and whatever. Does not have a job. Right. But right before he is assassinated at a dinner 2 weeks earlier to that, and I say this because this is TPUSA's own argument and Erica Kirk's own argument, that they say he is on video doing a statement saying that if anything were to happen to me, I would want my trad wife to stop doing her normal trad things and become a girl boss and run this whole company. That's what she's claiming, right? Okay, which is antithetical to the whole trad wife thing, right? But if I'm assassinated, I want my wife, who's the only surviving member of my family that could take care of my children, I want her to go now and stand in my stead. Doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Now you cut to JD Vance. She was supposed to be doing that thing with JD Vance, right? And now we come to find out she didn't do the JD Vance thing, because there's too many threats on her life.
What thing with JD Vance?
Oh, JD Vance came and spoke at the TPUSA event, and that she did a no-show on his ass because of physical threats of violence, even though it's the vice president that didn't get those threats. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense there.
Erica Kirk was getting threats? Because a lot of people think she was in on...
Maybe. I don't know why she's getting any threats. Okay. People just want her to stop being thrown in their face.
That love Charlie and are believing Candace, I would imagine. Right? Or
well, now this story. That's what she would want you to believe. But now the president came out and said there was no credible threats. Like, they have their own secret service that is far better than any fucking bullshit security that TPUSA hires out of Israel, because that's what they did.
Yeah.
So now she doesn't show up, and it's because no one showed up at that fucking event. People are leaving TPUSA in droves because it doesn't make any fucking sense. But now she is admitting, oh, I'm getting too many credible threats that I can't do this event because I'm worried about getting assassinated. Oh, like your husband, who was a trad husband and wanted to stay home to raise the children correctly and like do that thing rather than becoming a girl boss and putting yourself in the exact same threat. Oh, you're saying that's a bad thing now, and so much so that you can't. I don't know. I thought a meeting with the vice president would be pretty fucking important, especially if they're speaking at your event.
Now you said a tread or tire
Trad.
What
Traditional. It's short for traditional.
Okay, so a woman stays home.
Yeah, it fits along with
takes
his
care of the kids.
religious angle too. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
it's nothing bad. I
So
don't know.
for him to say, "I want you to go be a girl boss now that I'm dead," is super strange.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of anything he believed in to the very end of his life, where he died being assassinated, speaking at a public event for the same company. Like, if you were in your right mind, because now this is beforehand, you haven't been shot at yet.
Right.
So you're in your right mind and you could think this all the way through, and somebody goes, hey, if you get assassinated, what would you like to happen with the company and your wife? Would the first thing that you go is like, oh no, the only surviving member of my family I want to, that could raise my
No.
children, I want to hop up on that pedestal too? No, because it's fucking retarded.
No.
But that's what we're expected to believe by these charlatans, like, but that's
Yeah.
all of this is it. What I'm just pointing out is like the same path and logic that you could follow to like dispute the TPOSA nonsense. And now I'm not into TPOSA or against them or whatever. To me, they act
Yeah,
now.
I don't really have a dog in that fight either. I
They
didn't
now
know
just
much
act
about him before, and
you know my snake church joke about evangelical churches
Yes.
and that's what I'm making fun of is the TPOSA thing of like, you give us all your money so the demons can have the snakes and the snakes can have the demons. They're friendship now. They're friends forever. Give the snakes to the demon. Like that whole thing is making fun of the TPOSA shit, which is super supposedly religious, but acting I don't know, like you'd make Jesus pissed. And I'm pretty sure he got pissed over nothing. It was pretty hard to get him angry.
Church or something. What are they? Just a
Well, no,
nonprofit organization.
They're a political. They're supposed to be a political affiliated
501c3.
Yeah, but it's
oh boy,
it's fucked up, man. It's fucked. Like it's funny because like I probably would have had a lot of questions while Charlie was alive about like how things were being run there, but it didn't pique my interest. Not until you like this is the thing. When Erica Kirk started showing up everywhere and asking me to be retarded with her, with this whole thing and like, hey, I'm gonna like I just watched I had to watch your husband get assassinated. Like on Twitter, we had no choice. The shit popped up every 5 minutes. So I had to watch that happen. And then I had to see your big dumb fucking head pop up and tell me to be retarded all the time. And to ignore the fact your husband was just murdered, yet now you're popping up like everything's fucking cool and he wasn't just killed. Like it just, I don't know, if I cared about my wife and I was in the mindset like I'm a public speaker and I could get murdered, the first thing I'd tell her to do is move to an island where no one else exists that you could ever get hurt, raise the kids on your own without any fear of public assassination, just do whatever opposite I did is what I'd ask you to do,
Yeah, my initial response when you said that was like, I would want her to go live in an underground bunker with my kids, because if I just got shot in the head, I don't really want her out on stage.
I don't know why I didn't hone in on that though. That's something I should have had in my head already the second I saw her pop up in that seat. But it took until she no-showed with like JD Vance to rub it in my face to where it's like, oh no, she's trying to get out of public engagements where no one's showing up to these events. Like, remember what everyone was saying about the Kamala events? It was like, unless it's the ones
paying people.
Yeah, but even then, you still had ones where they didn't pay people to come to, and there would only be 50 people in the fucking room, and it's a stadium.
That's what I heard. I never actually saw it.
I saw a few of the videos. The same thing with Trump, but like
with Trump, I saw it.
The thing with the Trump thing was like it was after a certain point in time where he was like getting a ton of fucking shit. They were closing down his things, so I chalked it up to more like it was probably a last minute thing
Okay.
to where maybe marketing didn't kick it up, because he did have a bunch of genuine people following him around. Like, just think about J6. You know, J6 wouldn't have been believable unless he had a ton of people fucking showing up to anything.
I mean, I hadn't seen, the only crowds I've seen bigger than that for presidents are Obama. Like, Obama used to get just ridiculous sized crowds, but
Yep. Bernie too. Bernie had him for a little bit.
Bernie was doing pretty good there for a moment. Absolutely. And then his own side fucked him, which is kind of crazy. Okay. Robots. Are you ready for this? In April, Ukrainian officials said they captured a Russian position using only drones and ground robots with no soldiers involved. Around the same time, reports circulated, including military telegram claims and some media summaries, that Russian soldiers surrendered during or after such robot-led operations. Earlier coverage also described cases where Russian troops surrendered to unmanned systems like ground drones equipped with weapons.
Now, all right. So this is the thing, right? This sounds dumb to me. Only the fact that it's like a breaking, that this is even anything new within the last half century, right? Like, and I even found it. So the Germans had remote control tanks that they were developing in World War II. They didn't get to implement them because they had too many bugs by the end of the war. Like, but they had remote control tanks that were the size of like half tanks, where you needed no individuals inside to fire. To like, if they were able to get these on the battlefield, shit would have been fucked. But that means that remote control fucking robots, just like they're talking about, were already being worked on in World War II. Like, and then we got those scientists, so I know we've had them, but like, I think that this is the soft rollout of when they're ready to tell us, the plebs, about it, because I think they've been doing shit like this for probably 50 years now. You know, think of all those MIT dog-looking robots that they have, right? They've had things like that have existed. Oh man, I know the BAE Systems has a couple for the UK. Over here,
don't get me going on BAE.
I'm trying to remember the U.S. You know what? I don't even need to know the U.S. company. But those little tank things that I saw in the German film footage, because this is them testing it out. Like, it's their own armament, squadrons, whatever, testing shit out on it.
Oh, they actually have footage of it.
Yeah, them fucking walking like maybe 15, 20 feet behind it with a remote control. You know what I mean? Damn, like over certain terrains. Yeah, dude, crazy. But like the U.S. has had remote control units like that are I haven't seen one with any weapons or guns in the 80s and 90s, but I did see ones that carried extra munitions, you know, packs or whatever, from like Desert Storm and stuff.
You know, the weapons and guns are just an attachment away, so
yep, it wouldn't be hard. I mean, like, think about how many drones do we have that have remote capabilities to drop a bomb, to drop a this, to drop. It's just a different system attached to that same. I don't know what electronics would be, with a cathode and a
diode.
Yeah. Well, what's the thing that a capacitor is? That the thing that the
flux capacitor?
Oh, a flux capacitor. Now you're talking about time travel, my friend.
I keep one of those in my bathroom.
The thing that would enable you to, with a remote control, be able to fire a machine gun type of thing. You know what I mean? As opposed to just one service, one bomb bay drop. You know, like
we got all kinds of shit like that. Yeah, 100%. We got all kinds of shit like that. But I still think it's interesting to know if it's confirmed, which it kind of sounds like it is, that there wasn't a soldier there. This is just all robots and drones, and this unit surrendered. That might be the first time in history in war that a military unit has surrendered to a robot.
I don't know how fucking fair that is, dude. Like,
it's not fair.
Like, I'm not.
War's not fair. You think war's fair?
Well, this is the thing, right? Like the second we're doing that, the second we're retarded. We're admitting we're a bunch of fucking retards.
Yeah, we're just gonna have our robots.
Well, that would be the best part, right? Then we're at what was my favorite show as a fucking kid? BattleBots. Right? Then we're at that. That's great. I love that. But the second you have humans interacting with robots is retard territory. You know, like fuck off, play a chess game.
Yeah,
Like
you're
the
gonna
fact that we're still
lose.
doing things outside of a fucking military game, quote unquote. Like I just hate the reality that we're
Well,
in, where we're still killing people, and now robots are added to killing people. Like fuck off.
yeah, I agree. And because the scary reality is that, okay, if Ukraine can develop robots and drones to stop Russian soldiers, then what the fuck do we have under wraps?
I think it's all right. So this is my belief, right? And
Mhm.
I'm willing to say this is only my belief. I'll put that disclaimer on there. But I don't think this has anything to do
Alleged.
with Ukraine's own capability. Think about this. Think about like you're a military company who wants to test your
Mhm.
shit out, right? You
Oh,
want
it's
real
perfect.
world, wartime fucking stats, but you don't want to have to put it through a simulation. Now you can secretly fund a military coup happening somewhere, kind of like what our CIA does.
Mhm.
You just give them a bunch of experimental shit and say, hey, you give us this amount of money, and then you get to test our armaments out, and we get to use you as a statistical fucking base. I feel like that's what
Hmm.
a lot of the shit with Palestine in Israel was. They're just
Yeah.
testing fucking shit out.
Yeah. And you know what? It's interesting you mentioned that, because when I shared the 2013 presentation of General McCaslin at the AIAA, um, he actually mentioned that. And so it's
See,
and that was in 2013.
what's awesome is I'm a non-military person. Like I have no military background. I just have a curiosity for
But you have a
weird, strange
brain.
shit. Yeah, and I can figure these things out, folks.
Yes.
Like if I'm figuring this out, and I've not been trained by the military college, which is a very real thing and very important for wartime strategy, and I can figure this shit out. What other wacky, wild shit are they doing because they know it works?
Yeah.
That's the scary
Yeah.
part to me is if I'm just a paranoid individual, can figure all this shit out from logic. Where does that take like
Yes.
actual wargaming that I don't have access to finding out about? You know, that takes us into
Yeah.
like Michael Aquino and that whole weird psyops
Oh
angle.
man.
And
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, like, one, I don't know why, but a fear of mine ever since I can remember was not was kind of losing control of my own thoughts and my own brain. Um, do you remember the Blair Witch Project?
yes, sir.
Did you ever watch the second one?
Yes, sir. It
Okay.
was a lot different than the first one.
Yes. And what happened in that second one, where they were all perceiving events one way, and then when they looked back at the reality of the situation, they were actually doing the terrible shit. That
Yep,
is
yep, yep.
scary as fuck to me. And that's why I deep dive and research this stuff, because like
Oh, did I ever?
MK Ultra, Project Artichoke, all that shit, it didn't go away. It took a different form.
Did I ever
Um,
recommend High Tension to you before?
I don't think
So
so.
it's a French horror film
Okay.
about like a
Oh,
serial
sounds
killer.
familiar. Okay.
The premise of this one is two girls leave college and
2003.
go. Yeah, they leave
Okay.
college. It's a French film that's got it's overdubbed or it's got
Oh, looks
subtitles.
very familiar. Yeah.
Fucking awesome movie, really violent fucking horror film. But like the
Mm.
idea behind it was pretty fucking cool. It was like the French version of like the M Night Shyamalan twist too. But like so, it's a psychological thriller in that these two girls leave college. They go to this is in France, so they go to one of the girls. Their family has like a cottage in like the
Right.
southern French countryside, which is gorgeous. You know, so like at the beginning part of the movie is
Cool.
them
Cool.
traveling through it. Very nice scenery, very
Right.
pretty. And then they get there and they're stalked and hunted down, the entire family, by a serial killer, right? And
Oh, wonderful.
now he's in the back of a rusted up old ice cream truck, which even makes it creepier, right? So
Hmm.
now there's no pictures of the other girl in the
Okay.
house, right?
Okay.
So there's something to where like one of the girls hide, but there's a certain amount of bedrooms within there. So like this guy thinks that he has the right amount of people killed. So one girl gets taken hostage. The other one is following her the whole time behind, right?
Mm.
Trying to save her from the back of this guy's fucking truck. Now he's going around murdering everybody else. Stops at a gas station, murders those people, whatever.
Sounds like a Dean Koontz novel.
Oh yeah. Now the wild twisty part is, I'll say spoiler alert, you should still watch the movie. But it turns out that the one girl has a psychological break, and it's actually her who's in love with her friend and is murdering everybody around them.
Wow. See, that shit terrifies me.
Well, yeah, like I don't know if you've ever had a relative or friends of somebody who had a relative that had like Alzheimer's or something, like dementia. Like that's the scariest thing, is to like be sort of present enough to get yourself fucking lost somewhere and then never remember how to get home. Like
right. It's terrifying.
Scary.
And the the other stuff that some of these intelligence folks were trying to do, which was like actually be able to control you, like a fucking remote control. And Annie Jacobson talked about it when she was talking about DARPA, that they can put a chip in a mouse's.
Oh, I've read 3 of her books.
Yeah,
Annie, fucking
she's awesome.
Love to talk to you. You do great work. Very fucking depressing. Very depressing because, all right. So what she outlined was because of whatever fucking reason, our atomic apparatus, like for keeping the shit safe, like in our country, when it comes to protocols and tactics, are fucking highly antiquated. But simply just because of
for our nuclear weapons.
Yeah, dude. Read read her book about Area 51. Like
it's like Department of Energy stuff, right? Isn't like the
yep.
Transportation department in charge of some of that?
She's a bit like me, because she set off to go solve the Area 51 thing, right? And it just took her down a rabbit hole of the Department of Energy and atomic program and all that stuff, where she didn't solve fucking UFOs, but I'll tell you what, she figured a ton of shit out about our antiquated fucking atomic security apparatus, like I said, scary.
I'll have to check that out.
I think you can find, if she's got a bunch of audiobooks out there. So like, if you're like me and you like to, because I have got no qualms with reading anything, but if I can download a fucking audiobook and listen to something while I paint or
reading, like I find the older I get, whenever I read, I just want to fall asleep. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, the audiobooks have been a godsend for me as well.
What's the eye workout that you're doing with
that must be it,
following the power, because this is what kills me. Like I'll get digital books now, and those like, even though I can read them easier because I can make the text as big as I want it, it's having to follow with like the backing light, having to follow the fucking text. It's like counting sheep, dude.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. That's so I have a good amount of books and I still read, but if I want to fall asleep at bedtime really quickly, that's all I need to do is start reading them.
Exactly.
Right? It's crazy. All right, so let's hear what else Trump has to say about this, and then we're gonna move on to Alex Karp. You heard of Alex Karp? I know you have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, the things in life that truly scare me, like I haven't looked too much into Peter Thiel. I haven't looked too much into Sam Altman. I haven't looked too much into these guys, because I know that they're the real, maybe not the full-on puppet masters, but they are pulling a lot of fucking strings.
They have a lot of folks under them that would do just about anything to make sure they succeed, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so let's hear what Trump has to say about getting shot at again.
Proof, it's bulletproof, guys. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
This was all for the ballroom, fucker.
Lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different, because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement, the law enforcement, and working with the DC police. And we just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events,
It's crazy. Like, I remember when Obama got elected, I remember like being scared for him. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Not only
somebody's gonna kill him.
scared, like someone 100% is going to go after him because he's the
Yes.
first controversial this, that, and nothing happened. Not a
Nothing.
single thing. Not
No.
one. Maybe behind the scenes there were probably talk of maybe some attempts.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Especially different countries,
But nothing actually happened,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Like,
Yep. Yep. This is
nobody
just
was
another
able to
white
get
man.
on a roof
Another
200 feet
gray-haired
away.
white man in the fucking
Right.
seat that's been shot at. How many gray-haired fucking white men have been
It's-
what? I hate to go down the fucking woke rabbit hole, but like I don't know. Sometimes a clock can be right twice a day. Whether it's
Oh,
broken or not.
absolutely.
Like I think they really hit on a lot of things, and it got tanked just like every other good movement with a strong message behind it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But it
People want to
too many
monetize.
weird things. Like, fuck you with your cocksucking $250 billion ballroom. Like,
How many times
angry.
can this guy? So this would be like the third or the fourth, technically, person that has gotten close to him that wanted to kill him.
Just bumbling idiots, though.
Two
Oh
of
wait,
them-
hold on. We got to add in the Tesla guy, even though he was well trained enough to know that wouldn't have worked.
Oh
The-
yeah, that was just because it was at Trump Tower, right? I got you. Yeah, that was not aimed at Trump. That was aimed at the media.
I just figure if, like, we might as well just stack up all the weird
Right.
shit.
Well,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure that's how they're stacking him up. Absolutely. They're counting that. Oh, look at Trump survived all these attacks because they hate him. I don't know if that's it. Because so we still don't know why the kid wanted to kill him.
You know what I'd like to find out, and I never ever am going to find this out, but like
Hmm.
if the government itself has an agent provocateur budget, they're allowed to work out.
Well,
Like
they
like
must.
how many idiots can they pay off to do dumb shit in the name of democracy, in the name of, oh, we need to take all your fucking rights away. Like I'm tired of this shit. Like,
I don't think that's how it works. I think what they do, like what happened in Butler, is with the amount of open source intelligence that our government can gather just from social media for free, they can psychologically profile anyone.
yeah, but
And
there was a weird shit with the shooting ranges. You know what I mean? Like, these people have to be
Mhm.
trained. There's
Yeah.
at least one handler that is the
he had a
liaison.
handler. That's what I was
So I
getting
mean,
to.
like,
Yeah.
both had to have gotten paid, because I also know this kid wasn't using his own money for the rifle range. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit
Yeah.
has to be accounted for in one way or another. Like, that's what I think is the one saving grace for the people against this bureaucracy bullshit, is like, it's still a slow moving piece of shit bureaucracy, which means MK Ultra did have a ton of paperwork. It wasn't a word by mouth thing. Everything was documented, every test or whatever. They just did a
Yeah.
good job of burning a lot of it after the fact. So, like,
Right.
I do think we would, like, there would probably be a budget for some of this shit that has gone on. Like Watergate, right? In order to get the people from Cuba that were running whatever shit they were running in Cuba to then go commit Watergate, they had to pay for their flights. They had to give them money for the hotel. All these operations have, like, I don't know, they have a nerdy financial accounting aspect to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's
And
why the Pentagon never comes up with proper audits.
I was looking up the Thomas Crooks video I did. That was the shooter in the first. Well, that was the shooter from the Trump assassination attempt in Butler, PA.
Yeah, we could just say the ear one.
And let me see if I can get, because that's right. Okay, so that was an interesting one, And one thing I noted in that was before that rally started in Butler, Pennsylvania, they had reports of a drone flying
A
overhead.
drone he himself used a golf range like this is what has me like so hopeful for the people, like we the people, is that there are people who notice shit, really good individuals who notice something and go, that's not right, and then they
Mhm.
tell, because they had to pull all the police banned radios and remove a lot of the shit because there were talks about this beforehand of the officers that were on duty that were actually doing their job, communicating back and forth to each other, seeing weird shit, seeing a kid reported with a backpack by more than 2 people. Then
Mhm.
they got reports of some kid climbing up there. That's why you had the police themselves trying to climb themselves up there, and him pulling a gun in one of their faces and then shooting real quick. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, what's
Well,
funny is I don't
I
think he had
have,
enough time to reset after that. Like, if you're lining up the shot,
yeah.
you get disturbed to reset again. Like, I don't know.
Well,
I'm going to still continue. Like, just me as a non-trained individual, I'm imagining myself where this kid is, who's also a non-military trained individual. He may have had a liaison teaching him shit, but like, he should have been more concerned than taking the shot that he was lining up for beforehand with dealing with, holy shit, now I've got cops who, because the problem with that was he was getting a boost up onto the air conditioning unit. He
mhm.
managed to wedge himself up and he had his pistol in his hand.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's with one hand free, one hand pistoled, to have a kid aim the rifle in
Actually,
his
you know
face.
what? Let's do this. I've got a reenactment here in that video I made. Let me share this. And because this
Hell yeah,
includes some
buddy.
visuals too of what actually went down. Okay, let me see.
You
So this
seem
is
to
from
have done some killer fucking research on this, bro.
this is from
Hell yeah.
7 months ago. So we'll see how current it is.
Officers responded. The gunmen had scaled the building.
Okay, we're gonna have to go back to this a little bit here. Okay.
And the FBI last week that Secret Service agents knew about a threat before President Trump walked on stage, yet they did nothing to prevent him from going on stage.
So I already knew there was a
drone
threat.
was recovered in his vehicle. So at the time of the shooting, the drone was in his vehicle with the controller. In addition, our investigation.
So what that means is this kid went to the rally before it started and used a drone to help him in his task to shoot the
is
fucking president.
a fucking $50 thing that he could have accomplished, right, with next to nothing, right? And that's the depressing part, is that's also something that the police could have done with a next to nothing budget and fucking $50 spent at a Toys R Us.
Yeah.
You know, I'm dating myself with a Toys R Us reference,
you're
but you know what I
right.
mean? Like, and you can
Yeah.
spend, because now I know police, they have like $5,000 to $10,000 drones with a geosync or whatever, like a gyroscope with inside, so it
Right.
can stay level. They don't have to learn how to fucking be like some of the FPV community, first person
Right.
viewer drone stunt men. You know, like I know a lot of people who are within that group, and they take a long time to learn exactly how they're doing it. They fill out their own telemetry, but the police already have their own system set up so that they don't have to do that. You can get an amateur, what was it, a JD? What was the drones? It's from that online Japan digital media, JDM maybe or something. No, it was a bit different. It was like a hobbyist thing. You get like
Okay.
what's it called? You get like a drones, you can get helicopter stuff, you can get all sorts of shit. You buy new
Yeah.
brushless motors or whatever. But this is like money that could have easily been spent to fix this, that they already had in the budget. They had on the police station had drone operators, and they had drones in
Right.
Butler. They offered them up, and they were denied by Secret Service.
Well, and the thing is, you don't need a special drone team to secure an area. Like they should have been there. They should have
But
been
no,
the ones
I'm
to
only
see the
saying
kid
this.
flying the fucking drone and done something about it. You
Oh
know,
yeah, but I'm
It's not like
just
it was a
pointing
week
out like
before. It was the same day.
we all have this preconceived notion that the government does a good job at anything, and they don't. They're poor at everything. They're fucking terrible at shit. Anything tasked to the government, imagine your problem taking at least 20 years to solve itself, because that would be better than the government handling it for you. Homelessness has been a government issue since the time of government, you know, and they still haven't cracked that
Well,
fucking issue.
that's because they dropped the ball on and decided to stop funding asylums, mental health.
Everything. They stopped fucking funding anything
All
good or
those people end up
beneficial.
homeless. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's saddening, but these are things that like I would imagine that okay, maybe they don't have as good a Secret Service as the actual standing president of the time, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
But it's still
like,
a Secret Service, and he
yeah,
had
it's a
snipers.
potential candidate. It's the popular vote at that point in time. You know what I mean? No matter what they
Right.
wanted to say about Kamala, Trump was the fucking popular vote.
He was
Like
the
you would think they would
president.
have
He was
stepped
an
it up.
Yeah, he
Yep.
was an ex-president. Like, what the fuck?
So he did have an ex-presidential, because your Secret Service doesn't leave after that. It's kind of something we
Right.
talked about with Obama and Biden. Do they get to keep their Secret Service after they leave office? And it's always been a policy that you do get to keep it. Like I'm
Right.
pretty sure Jimmy Carter for the next 20 to 30 years had Secret Service on his
Yeah.
ass.
So
we would just imagine that they're tech savvy and that they would use at least, if not up to date standards, which clearly they haven't been. They're
well,
not
they
using
should be
above
using
futuristic
yeah,
tech. Bring in new
exactly.
shit. But
Exactly.
you already have it within your fold, because that's the most annoying part is they had the good drones, the $5,000 drones, and they didn't even have the benefit of using a $50 fucking drone from Temu or Amazon. You know, like, not saying that they should have done it 100%, but they had the option. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just shitty work. You know, it is. It's almost as if they didn't want to really secure that area, Flack. Strange.
Oh, absolutely. Because I was going to say I was going to contend with you. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. So we've before you flying a drone around the stump speech site.
Investigation has uncovered.
Do you know what time of day he flew it, and if he flew it on the day of the shot?
Sorry, I've lost audio here.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So in addition, it appears that around 3:50 p.m., 4 o'clock in that window, on the day of the shooting, that the shooter was flying the drone around the area.
2 hours before, he's flying a drone in the vicinity of the route.
About 200 yards away. Yes.
Okay.
At 5:10 p.m., the shooter is identified as a suspicious person near the AGR building. Does that sound right to what you're understanding of the timeline?
Yes, sir.
Is that normal to have a cell phone communication, or is there usually a body there that can make a decision?
In most security postures and events that I've been part of for these types of events, there is someone actually physically co-located.
Were radios and communication implements offered to Secret Service by the local operators?
They were, yes.
And what was the form of the communication?
The form of communication would have been some type of encrypted law enforcement style radio.
And do you know, did the Secret Service avail themselves of that? Did they obtain those radios?
I believe they were offered, but I do not believe they were taken.
3 snipers from local tactical teams were stationed inside the building the shooter used in his attack. At one point, one of the snipers spotted the gunman. The sniper immediately radioed to the command post. By the time other officers responded, the gunman had scaled the building.
The Secret Service did not give clear guidance or direction to our local law enforcement partners. At approximately 1810 local time, Secret Service informed personnel that local police were addressing an issue at the 3 o'clock of the outer perimeter. At approximately 1810 local time, via phone call, the Secret Service security room calls the counter sniper response agent reporting an individual on the roof of the AGR building. that vital piece of information was not relayed over the Secret Service radio network. There were communication deficiencies between law enforcement personnel at the site. For example, the Secret Service did not co-locate its security room with local law enforcement.
At 6:08, we know that a local radio call went out that a man was on the roof. Now, my understanding is that the state police were in a separate area with locals, and their job was to communicate any local chatter to the Secret Service. Why was that 6:08 radio call not communicated to Secret Service, or was it by the state police?
So the information I have is that we had a member of the Pennsylvania State Police in our security room, and that's what spurs that phone call to the counter sniper response agent at 1810. The personnel that was in the security room passed that information, and that triggers the 1810 phone call.
Fucking this close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up. We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us.
Yeah, look, there he is.
Because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher than it happens.
You went right on the roof, big guy.
Up here.
Chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear. We're clear.
Hold that in your head, buddy. So we gotta move to the bus.
Oh, you got to make sure the Trump is in view of the camera. Don't want to fuck up the good branding of the photo opportunities. It's all a fucking stage, and we're the rubes in
So
the
much
audience.
of it that seems fake.
Enjoy the
like
popcorn, folks.
The female Secret Service agent that can't holster her weapon. She gets her gun out. She tried to put it in there. She couldn't do it. And she's thinking about
she's
putting
from
it back
Central
in there.
Casting.
She
You
finally
can't
gets it in
blame
there.
them. She's practiced probably
the
only
whole
30
thing is like,
times.
look at her fumbling around. The whole thing is crazy. They're erratic movements. No one knows exactly what to do. It seems fake.
Yeah, that's an audition I could nail.
Yeah, it seems like, okay, now you're panicking. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You really shouldn't be here.
So this is the guy that
yes, that they sent yes, Beaver County sniper team and sent the pictures out. This is him.
Okay.
So, 1 second. I believe the sniper that seeing these and sent the pictures is right inside this building. Michelle, is Greg in there? All right. So if you go to that window that's open and yell for Greg, that's the sniper that sent the original pictures and seen him come from the bike and set the book back down and then lost sight of him. Okay.
I need 5036, 5030, start towards the farm
I fucking told them they need to post the guys fucking over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that fucking Tuesday.
This evening we had what we're calling an assassination attempt.
So yeah, it goes on from there. I put a lot of hours into that video. It's gotten maybe 200 views or something. But yeah, I felt it because of all the stuff I watched, it seemed like nobody had quite strung it together and put everything in a organized timeline where you could kind of see it unfold from the different angles that we had available. So I was pretty proud of that video, but also crazy. I mean,
Yup.
this kid, there's been a lot of talk about this kid, his phone pinging at some type of federal FBI building or a known FBI meeting location several times. A phone number calling him near that location. The fact that his apartment was cleared out before the assassination attempt. These are all things that are highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. And it seems like, man, we're living in a time where there's so many people on this earth and so many people with a cell phone on this earth that they can take anything crazy and move our focus somewhere else by showing us something equally or more crazy, right? It's like squirrel constantly. So the people of this country, whether you love Trump or whether you hate Trump, should be 100% pissed off that some fucking kid was able to get these shots off. What was it, 6, 7 shots?
And that's taking the conspiracy out of it. Because remember, that kid ties right back to fucking BlackRock, and being in BlackRock commercials, dude.
I have that commercial in this video. I'm telling you, this video's fire.
Because we can just sit on the logic part and just fight this as normal people. But then to the weird shit too that you've covered, that fucking like I seen and was hearing and going like, this doesn't make any logical fucking sense here.
Very, very suspicious. Yeah, that video. Oh my God, that video is not even to 200 views. And I think I probably spent a good 10 to 20 hours making that video.
That is like everything else in life, man. Do you know the Beastie Boys didn't get famous until they made a mock rap song? You know what I mean? 'Cause they were trying to make fun of the 80s. Just so happens they made a fucking banger and got famous off of it. But they were a punk rock band from Brooklyn. Like they were a rock and roll group that kind of did a little bit of hip hop shit, maybe. But it wasn't until they did their first hip hop track that they got famous. So that's how she goes.
I'm glad they did, because I fucking love that song. I love the Beastie Boys. Okay. I'm gonna do some pathetic, because I just realized like how little views this got.
I'm reposting it right when we get off this. I'm gonna repost. I'll do whatever I can to get the 10 people who actually like me to repost it, maybe.
Okay, so here, folks, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch that full thing, just go to YouTube, and that's what you can search. That's the full name of the video. It is, let's see, a total of 1 hour 30 minutes. So a bit of a documentary feel to it. And I really did include quite a bit, because I didn't just cover like going into it and then during, but also like what happened after, who were the people involved, why didn't the investigation go any further. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, go check out that
Also, while I remember, I talked to Red this afternoon. I told him that we covered his interview with Mr. Sokol.
Right.
I was like, good job. I was like, he asked all the questions that I would have hammered him with.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I told him, like, because I think he's on vacation right now. So when he gets back, I told him we want to pull him into a thing, and then we can question him about his interview, and we can do a whole meta space about that one.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned it to Logan yet. I got to tell him we covered some shit from his interview as well.
Yeah, well, I hit Logan up in the back channels and let him know. And Logan, he's chill as fuck, dude. Yeah, so if y'all are in X or X Spaces. Make sure you check out. Was it at Logan Black?
At Full Stack Logan and at Red Panda Koala. But now this is the thing. Red has been getting a ton of stuff lately, especially with like the David Wilcock thing. I don't know if you heard what happened. with that
Yeah,
shit.
I haven't gone there on this show yet because I just was kind of feeling like I wanted to wait and see how things played out. I just don't know enough yet to really have an opinion on the matter, other than it's tragic that another person has lost their life by unnatural causes.
Well, 2 years ago, Wilcock called out Red Panda Koala and called him a grifter and said he's working for some kind of agency and
I'm
blah,
sure.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right. But the funny thing is like the argument that Wilcock laid out was like, he's a liar and he's a grifter. And then he goes on, he goes, we got to understand about these government affiliated people, which this Red Panda Koala is. He goes, what they do is they fill in a lot of truth. So they give you all this truth so you respect them and you like them. And then you go, I'm going to listen to this guy. And then they slip in the lies, folks. That's where the grifting comes in. And he goes, you just wait. He's going to lie eventually. He hasn't even lied yet. Exactly. He hasn't even lied in the timeline that fucking Wilcock is working off of, right? And he goes, then they're going to start grifting, folks. Watch. You just wait. He's going to have a book come out. And it's like, what are you calling out right now? That he's not a liar and that he's not a grifter, but he's going to be like, you fucking idiot. And now I'm speaking posthumously. I know Wilcock is no longer with us, but I thought it was the funniest thing because he then goes to like say, it's going to happen. You just wait. And it's like, but it hasn't happened. So you're calling him out for nothing right now, you jerk. But I don't think he really knew who it was. It seemed like somebody had talked shit in the back channels. And been like, check out this guy.
Got into it or something. Yeah.
But it was so funny. But everyone has been like replaying that. But nobody's. Some people probably have caught on to that. David Wilcock never laid out an argument or even said he grifted or lied yet. So I've been laughing my ass off. But Red has gotten a ton of shit.
Flack.
One of these days, possibly 60% of the time, it'll be 100% of the time.
That's right. Maybe that's what it was. He just saw the Anchorman and did the math.
But either way, we ride with team fucking Panda Koala on this one.
That's right.
I've already changed back into my red panda or my white panda bala koala clava. I think is what I'm calling it.
Yes, very good. With your gut.
Exactly.
Oh, buddy. Okay. All right. So, folks, if you're just joining us, whatever, we are at this point where Trump is speaking after shots went off at the very first White House Correspondents' Dinner that he has attended himself. And apparently a Secret Service or some other law enforcement official did take a shot, but hit their protective gear, so they're okay. And the person that was firing the shots, actually, they arrested. They didn't shoot him in the face. So be interesting to see where this all goes and how this plays out. But this is Trump afterwards. And I got to be honest. I mean, so far I wasn't hearing anything crazy. It just sounded to me like he was taking it as just another day in the office. I mean, he doesn't seem very worried about it.
I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts and resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting.
There was a record player within the crowd.
There was a tremendous amount of love. And
I guess this guy's serious. He's talking.
He lost it there too. He realized he was going on when he was like, I'm talking about records too much right now. What am I, a fucking DJ? Oh, that was so funny. And he caught himself. If you could skip it back like 2 seconds or something to like,
it'll mess up. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I know.
But he noticed.
Okay. Hold on, it might be worth it. Okay, we're at 44.24, so we probably go back to 44.20. That's where I mess up, is when I don't know the number to hit. Okay, there we go.
I watched and I was very, very impressed by that.
Oh, no.
But First Lady and I were taken very well care of record. again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous
We had a
amount
record
of
player
love
in the
coming
crowd.
together.
There was a record setting. Yeah, you're totally right. It was like you
"Ah,
realized
shit. We're going on about records too much.
this
huh?"
might not be the time to brag about the crowd
man.
size.
Fuck, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. I said it an episode or two ago. I think we've broken the matrix. I think is what's happening here.
Together, I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blanche
fucking
to
one guy. What
come
help?
up with words and tell you it's already underway.
Jesus.
The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person. And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution.
Oh, you love
But I
that.
said very importantly that we'll do it again.
What's funny is like
within the next 30
you
days.
should tell that to your Israel fucking allies over at the ADL that
So,
enjoy
just wanna
fucking
thank everybody that was
removing
involved. I also wanna
everyone's
thank-
ability to fucking criticize anything. You
Oh
know,
my
especially
God,
if it's
dude.
the my beautiful Jewish people. You know, I just don't like when things get fucking obfuscated from what's actually going on.
Yeah, the thing is, I think you get to a certain age and you realize either your values have changed or whatever political group you may have lined up with you when you were younger has changed. But so then you start looking at the other side and you're like, I wonder if maybe they got something figured out. And then you realize it's all the same shit, just in a different way on the other side. And then I think by the time you're a little bit older, you realize, oh, it's all just bullshit. So that we get riled up and we choose a side every 2 to 4 years. But really, change moves at a snail pace.
I love that you said change. I was thinking change. I had change in my head because I was thinking of Obama, and I was like, wow, it's the only thing that these people ever change is the amount of taxes they take out of your pocket. And you know what? The secret answer is we always need more money. So they're going to take more and more out each time, and they just got to figure out clever, creative. Think of this. They gave us a show. We paid for a show tonight, folks, and we're going to pay for this show. But they fronted the bill for this this whole dog and fucking pony act.
Oh, but we'll be paying the interest.
And the interest, we'll be paying for it in the long run for many years to come.
Oh, buddy.
Geez. But at least not as many people died as in all the other past
nobody
shit that they
died.
caused themselves, you know?
Yeah, nobody died. That's great. I'm not going to say what came to mind, but yeah, nobody died, and that's great. There have been quite a few.
That filter right there is your free speech acting up. It is.
It is. Well, it's also
you're smart to fucking calm that down because we don't have it. It's just proving that the illusion of free speech is in this country. We have the beautiful illusion, but we can't speak our mind because of fucking bullshit. Just bullshit.
Yep. That's how it is. Because it's a lot of times they're the ones pulling the strings up top, right? And we've all got to survive in this system.
They changed the whole systems just in order to make people sound like fucking idiots talking about true crime and natural events that happen on the fucking news. You know what I mean? Like you can't talk about normal adult things like a normal adult. You have to bring it down to fifth grade terminology in order to even get the message out, which is it just makes us look silly,
right. That's the goal, I think.
Like, imagine how, okay, let's not go into the future, but let's say we go into the past and we take somebody from 1950 and we go, hey, look at how these people on YouTube are explaining a horrific murder that happened at some time, right? And then he has to hear unaliving. He won't understand what the fuck is going on. He's like, why are these people using the most retarded language to convey a story of serious implications? It's like,
yeah, you're not gonna have a frame of reference. So
yep,
right. Yeah, I get your point, and I agree with it 100%, 100,000%, because I have to then navigate how I'm going to try to say what I wanted to say in a way that won't cause any issues. And yeah, that's not, but you know what? It's still more free speech than some nations have.
Absolutely. It's also an exercise in
restraint and
maybe we should have all had a bit more time put into a thesaurus. You know what I mean? Like if we just had more words for the statements we're trying to make,
more patience with each other,
too.
Right? Like more patience with each other is, I think, would be a big thing. They used to tell the Jedis that back when I was in Alderaan. They used to say to us all the time, patience, young Jedi. Patience.
Yep. Dude, when I was becoming a crossing guard, they would say that. They would be like,
Really?
patience, my friend. Yeah, because I'm up and down with the signs pointing. I thought I was more like a runway, like working at the airport, one of those runway guys. Apparently, it's a lot less work than that.
It traveled, that message.
Yeah, 2 hours I got fired.
Across the galaxy to the crossing guards in the United States. That's amazing, man. See, that's how positivity.
Oh yeah, I got fired real quick, but I tried, and that's all that matters, folks.
You're not supposed to hit the kids over the head. With
they're being idiots.
With the flag.
Idiots. Cross the street. What are you doing? What do you do? This is not a playground.
Text message. Hurry up. Okay, well, that's enough of this nonsense, because I don't even know if what we just saw. What we are going to get to, and what's in the title and what we've teased a little bit, is this AI stuff that's going on, because my God, it is really breaking people's brains, in all different kinds of ways. And that's, I think that's a part of every new technology. So I don't really have a problem with that. That's how evolution in life goes. What I worry about are the military applications and privacy. So who is it that said by 2027 we're not going to have any privacy anymore? Like if you want to keep things private, you better download them to an external and delete everything off the cloud, because there will come a day very soon where everything you've put on the cloud is going to be there for everybody to see.
I believe it was Hermes Trismegistus in 1831.
As he was assembling the first clock radio. Boy. Yeah, so it's crazy to think about that. Think about the notes you have on your phone. That syncs with the cloud if you use an iPhone. Think about the everyday things, your calendar, your email, your photos, your videos, everything you put on the cloud that you think is safe because it's behind a password and it's encrypted could just be out there for anybody in the next year or two.
Or another company acquires that company and then it goes out on the market anyway.
Yeah, essentially, if you look past 2 years, if you look 10, 20 years down the road, that's going to be a reality. Like the AI, the large language models, these things are going to make encryption impossible at some point. That's just what's going to happen. So it's going to get back to, if you want something to be personal and private, keep it in a safe at your house. How sad is that? Yeah. If a company gives you something for free, then you are the product.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. With that being said, what are your thoughts on Alex Karp?
Man, I think all these people are fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's just as fucking strange as the other ones that are in the same class of fucking controlling speech in one way or another.
Yeah. Did you happen to see the X post that Palantir put out?
Oh, no.
Okay, we're going to go over that. It is after we watch this video, it's just a couple minutes long, but Palantir put out a 22-point brief on the technological republic. And it's it's pretty bold. So Alex Karp, if you're not familiar with Alex Karp, he's the CEO of Palantir, and he gives off the weirdest fucking vibes. I don't know. I guess, is he on the spectrum, or do you know anything about that? I don't know if he's autistic or what, but well, just let's watch this video and then maybe you'll know why I'm asking that.
Then we can judge him after that.
Every Palantirian, we are crushing it. Everyone else who's listening, we are dedicating our company. We have dedicated our company to the service of the West and the United States of America, and we're super proud of the role we play, especially in places we can't talk about. And we love our success in the U.S. and globally. Also, we are doing in the United Kingdom and many other places. Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them. And we hope.
So invest.
Oh, whoa, what a fucking weirdo, dude. Hey, aren't you controlling shit in the US? Oh, you gonna scare and kill us too?
That was a shareholder meeting, dude.
Okay, we weren't supposed to hear that portion.
No, yeah, because they're a publicly traded company. So any shareholder was supposed to hear that. So yeah, of course it went public. They do these public. And he just said, we fucking kill people. Hope you're okay with that, but we'll make you a lot of money.
But wasn't he also like just railing on like a couple of months ago about our own security that we should have, and if they're taking our information, it's because we're not doing a good enough job? Like, go fuck yourself, guy. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. He's
Hope you're in favor of that. We hope you're enjoying being a partner, and we're really happy and very, very focused on what we're doing.
You could argue, in terms of immigration policy, that you don't want to have illegal immigrants in the country, or you want to prevent illegal immigrants from coming into the country, etc. We are now seeing.
Okay, and this is why I asked about the spectrum thing, not as a knock, but just like watch his body language.
ICE working its way around the country, and oftentimes folks ripping people off the streets with masks on. You and Palantir are working hand in hand with ICE. That's public. What do you make of that? What do you make of it's not necessarily the policy, but the approach to the policy?
Let me give you my critique of what I would call, I think this questioning is proxy culpable of. Our country has selective empathy for everybody but working class, particularly white males. So when you look at coverage and
that's like, I swear to God, every crooked politician, every shitty executive that says that is a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, because it's like also like very
It's
much
bullshit.
so the opposite.
We know exactly what they're doing.
Well, I mean, like it's the opposite of what corporate America is pushing on their own policies, and with the DEI shit weaseling its way into fucking everything.
They are saying it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, this just really pisses me off because
No, I'm pissed too because all right. So it's supposed to be equality. That was what it was supposed to be, right? And that's what the Democrats fought on like 20 fucking years ago. Was the equality thing. Then they very keenly changed that to equity, equal equity. That means the equal ability to buy a house if you can fucking afford one. Maybe, still fuck off. They changed the terms and then they moved the goalposts so that it always seems like it's somewhat reachable for the normal person. But we just got to charge you more taxes because more war. Like the fact that this guy is bringing up what it was obvious, man. Everyone hated against the single white male for fucking how long?
Right. They any politician or fucking executive that says that, they say that because they know, they hope that they will scare enough white guys, because there's so many white guys, into going along with whatever plan they have or whatever vote they want them to vote for. That's what that is. They're pandering to white males that are going to vote different than what
really
they're saying
bad,
in public.
awful shit, right? Like if we 10 years down the road go like, oh, this was really bad, and look at all the white men that jumped on board with this really bad thing. It's like he's man, I don't know. I'm just thinking Pied Piper to your own demise is what this scumbag is. But he has safety written on his little Pied Piper hat, and he has like a little safety vest, like the ones that the crossing guard would wear. You know what I mean? He's got the little thing. Everything says safety. He's got an OSHA approved fucking thing around his neck. He's just fluting along, bringing all of us who want safety along with him, and then right off a cliff we go.
Yeah, and according to this guy with this ego, and there's lots of guys with egos like this, the military would just fall apart without him and his technology. I can tell you that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
They can find another manufacturer to make your little drones, buddy. They can find another piece of shit to hack people's computers and get private information that you shouldn't have.
And now, like surveillance, like this is the thing: using a drone for surveillance, that's pretty top notch. Being able to see over a wall, well, just because they flooded. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point in time did having that tactical fucking advantage stop being good enough for you?
When they figured out something better.
Well, even they figured out how to attach a gun to the fucking thing. Or when they figured out how to kill your ass. Because think of that, before they even figured out how to attach a gun to where it would compensate for the extra weight and the battery time, they just fly them into your face, dude. They just would fly them right into your fucking head.
I'll take your gun and throw it in a portal and it'll fly out at a Waffle House. How about that?
Yeah. Touche. The old Waffle House doctor.
The old Waffle House portal trick. You haven't heard of that one?
I've heard about it. It's rarely used, though.
Mainstream newspapers about the constitutionality of blowing up boats that are bringing fentanyl here. I guarantee you, if that fentanyl was killing people at schools we went to, potentially your kids are going to, it would be constitutional to blow up those boats.
Oh my God. Okay, it is so fucked up that we are blowing up those boats. Like, you could just tune out now if you don't think that's retarded, because like we won't see eye to eye on a lot. Like, there's been no investigation. There's been no information. There's no confirmation. There's no judgment. There's no subpoena. There's no warrant. Our military is just blowing up fast boats headed towards the United States, assuming they're full of drugs and they have people on them. They're not even stopping and seizing. Like, they're just blowing them up and murdering them. And we're okay with this.
Well, it's not much we can even fucking do now, really. Like you get enough. This is the thing, right? Like we should be able to just vote for this type of shit on social media. There's enough people. There's enough algorithmic poll to get it
they
seen.
voted for no wars when they voted Trump. That's what
Exactly.
people thought they were getting. So I don't know, man. It's just, it's all fine until it affects you, right? Just like Dick Cheney hated gays until he found out his daughter was a gay. And he was like, oh, they're just people.
What's funny is I noticed this when Obama was running against starts with a P, not Pelosi, the other one. Who's the lady that he was running against?
Obama?
Palin.
Oh, Sarah Palin, yeah.
Yep. She was
And John
anti-gay, and he was also anti-gay. And then he realized what a bad look it was for her, and realized he could get that whole thing. So he went pro everything gay at that point in time.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I remember them both. That was one thing they agreed on early debates.
Right. It's like, have you ever watched the videos of the Clintons talking about the border in the late 90s?
Exactly.
They sound like a fucking Republican. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Now, why don't we want secure borders now? I don't get it. Okay. Keep going here.
There is selective instrumental use of empathy that somehow is only applied at the point where it would help
back to the idea of, what about
sorry, you asked the question, you're going to get the full answer you don't want. The full answer you don't want. You brought me on stage. You know what you're getting.
What is he doing? Look at his body.
By the way, I'm on stage, and I know a lot of the people on stage sponsoring this are skeptical of me. You know why? I'm on stage here because at Palantir, and I would encourage you to think of this, I divide the world.
So is that a really uncomfortable
I
seat?
divide the world. I love that you clipped it there or stopped it there. I divide the world. At Palantir, I divide the world.
Yeah. And also, that seat looks really comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a nice, cushy, it's
very
got like the
bouncy.
leather and also some softness, it's not too firm.
Couple springs that'll help your butt get up and out of the seat.
He's acting like a cat in the middle of a bunch of birds or something. Like, what the fuck is going on there?
Palantir, essentially, in Palantir derangement syndrome, Palantir
derangement syndrome. Okay, so for the white disenfranchised male, anybody going against you, don't worry. They just have Palantir. What does that sound like?
Sounds like insanity, if you ask me.
That's what Trump says. Trump derangement syndrome, right? It's the same shit. He's just fucking with our heads.
But this is the thing, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a military application. If it's being used in a military apparatus, why is he bringing the everyman into this? Like, everyman's politics matters in fucking war. That shit goes right out the window. Nobody gives a fuck about any of that. It's about who has the most munitions and who can get in the right area and take over the right place, right?
Thank you. He should, this should be a conversation. It's just, this is a guy leading a company that could literally ruin your life if they wanted to. At the flip of a switch. That's all it would take. Is him saying, Gabriel speaks, ruin that man. You could just type it out in a memo. My life would be over. That's who this guy is.
Skeptics and Palantir haters. My biggest fans started off as Palantir skeptics and Palantir haters. I believe that someday almost everyone in this audience is going to agree with me. Look to the left, look to the right. The person you think is offended by this actually agrees with me. That is 100% true. I will tell you a secret that I hope the New York Times and the Washington Post doesn't listen to. Okay, sorry.
But I just want to bring us back to this one issue, which is, you talked about the rule of law, and you talked about...
Okay. Though he did that other politics thing where, like, he asked him a question that was, like, pretty easily to stay within the guidelines. And this guy just ran off the fucking rails, whatever the fuck he was saying. So this is the second time he tried to pull him back into what the question actually was. And this dude's having a little tizzy, like, no, you're going to let me get my fucking nonsensical bullshit out.
Yeah. Because he's the guy where he works. He's the guy you shut the fuck up when he talks. So the guys with egos like that, they don't like being challenged, and he clearly doesn't like that chair. So that's why I ask. Just looking so far, and I know it's just been a few seconds, but like, do you think he's on the spectrum or do you think he's on drugs? Because it's got to be one of the two.
Yeah, maybe a bit of both. Like, I don't know, maybe he's on some Adderall or something.
Yeah, he's just,
as Larry David would say, he's got a tickle in his ass.
Right. Yeah, he's way too squirmy in that chair there.
Things being constitutional. And so here we're talking about these boats, for example, that were blown up, right? And whether you have empathy for them or not, given the folks who are getting killed by fentanyl, the question is whether this is being done on a constitutional basis and being done in the right way. And if it's not being done in the right way, how do you feel about that?
Of course, but part of the reason why I like this questioning is the more constitutional you want to make it, the more precise you want to make it, the more you're going to need my product.
Wow. Yeah, big asshole. So if you're okay with murdering people, invest in Palantir, because we're making lots of money murdering people. Like, who the fuck says that?
Hitler said that
at a shareholder meeting.
Hitler said, good fucking luck trying to get rid of fascism. Because when it comes to fascism, you have to take on fascist tactics in order to remove it, like a cancer from the society, right? So he's like, good luck trying to remove us, because all the things that would help you in war, you'd need more of our shit.
Yep. Now this clip at the end, we'll just skip this.
He does raise a good point, though, that it's our own military that's being a fucking asshole about this shit, right?
Right. Sort of. I mean,
well, he's saying they have the option to be a little bit more tactical with it. Like, maybe they don't need to blow up the whole thing. He goes, but in order to succeed with that, you'd have to use more of our software to achieve, which you're saying you don't want any of our software. So he's like the government is choosing to do it that way to make it as controversial. And he's like, that's not my fucking fault. He's like, if you want it to be less violent, you're gonna have to use more of my software to get there. So even if you want me out, you're still gonna have to bring me in. But that was Hitler's fucking thing. It was like, oh, you want to remove fascism, you have to take on fascism to get rid of it.
We're gonna have to use it to stomp it out. Yeah, it's like Caesar, right? Yep. It's just going to be a temporary job, folks. We just need to secure the border. Oh my God. Okay, so amidst all this controversy, what you're looking at here, they put this out on X yesterday. You can find it under the Palantir X account. And it says, because we get asked a lot, the technological republic in brief. Silicon Valley owes a moral debt to the country that made its rise possible. The engineering elite of Silicon Valley has an affirmative obligation to participate in the defense of the nation. We must rebel against the tyranny of the apps. Is the iPhone our greatest creative, if not crowning achievement as a civilization? The object has changed our lives, but it may also now be limiting and constraining our sense of the possible. Free email is not enough. The decadence of a culture or civilization, and indeed its ruling class, will be forgiven only if that culture is capable of delivering economic growth and security to the republic. I'm sorry. This is fucking crazy. The limits of soft power, of soaring rhetoric alone, have been exposed. The ability of free and democratic societies to prevail requires something more than moral appeal. It requires hard power, and hard power in this century will be built on software. The question is not whether AI weapons will be built. It is who will build them and for what purpose. Our adversaries will not pause to indulge in theatrical debates about the merits of developing technologies with critical military and national security applications. They will proceed. National service should be a universal duty. We should, as a society, seriously consider moving away from an all-volunteer force and only fight the next war if everyone shares in the risk and the costs. Oh, what a well thought out way to put that, to try to get people to buy into a draft. If a U.S. Marine asks for a better life, we should build it. And the same goes for software. We should, as a country, be capable of continuing a debate about the appropriateness of military action abroad while remaining unflinching in our commitment to those we have asked to step into harm's way.
I like that wording though, like of that last one.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like they're making it seem like if everyone is with it or everyone is against it, that decides the war. No, that decides the policy. Because what happens if everyone's against it? Then you're right. Then they bring in the whole draft doctrine, right?
Right. Yeah, fucking. I mean, I've
killer lawyer way of fucking putting it down on paper to make it like people who will not further look into it or think about it. That'll pass right through.
Very, very Hillary-esque.
Yup, where it seems altruistic and it's the fucking opposite.
Right. And I've always been of the thought that a national service requirement would be great if we could throw the Peace Corps in there. Right? If it could be military or Peace Corps for 2 years, I think that would be great for a lot. I think it'd be great for this country. Like, you'd have some pride in your country again. You'd be exposed to things you'd never have been exposed to without that mandatory service and travel and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm all for a 2-year mandatory service, but it'll be right after you get out of school. It's not gonna be older and you're gonna get drafted.
Well, how great would that be? Because like I always like doing the internship thing while in high school. Because like before I even left high school, I got a good feel for like what different things. Because when you're 16 and you're allowed to go get a job, it's usually at somewhere like McDonald's or you're
not great.
Yeah, like fast food. I really don't know where else you can get a job that fucking.
When I was younger, I always worked at movie theaters.
Oh, that's another one. Hell yeah, movie theaters.
Yeah, you don't have to fry or clean any grease traps, you know?
Yep.
And free movies. It was a great gig.
But yeah, so you've got like things like that. But I also was able to do a bunch of internships where I worked at a record label. I worked a bunch of like big person jobs, you know, like real jobs where I realized like, okay, so I get out of high school. I know that now I've got to go and be a receptionist for this because it's like entry level, you know, a mail room, whatever. Do I like this field enough that I'm willing to stay in it and work like 3-4 years and work my way to the top, or to even pay money to go to school to do something in the industry? Like, I don't know, I fell in love with cooking. I got a cooking internship at like some Michelin star restaurant, you know, and I realized like I do actually like to do that kind of work, you know, even though it's hard and a lot of it you're literally working in a hot ass kitchen. It's still fun. You still make a lot of friends and like you get paid.
I always
really
think
nice.
that when I watch those those chef shows like the Hell's Kitchen and the Kitchen Nightmares and whatever else. My wife loves those shows, and so I see them on TV all the time, and it does look like a tough fucking job.
Oh man. All right, so imagine like, because the best part about it is like 3 or 4 hours go by like it's 15-20 minutes, especially if you're working with the right people and it's not stress. You just have a bunch of shit to do, because then you fly through it, you tap into this like into the zone, and you're able to get through it, and it becomes muscle memory, and you eventually like it, you know.
Like most things, you get used to it. Yeah.
So like that's what I loved most about it was like because it's fun. Then you get to take that shit home. You know what I mean? Like everything you learn in a restaurant, you cook for every girlfriend after that. You know,
dude,
like
you probably got laid so much, huh?
Oh, I'll tell you this. They always
put
ask
the
about
sauce
the food.
on my belly flak.
It was nice, man. I'll tell you this, because then like I crushed it during Valentine's Day, being able to do like both desserts and like cook awesome food. Always fucking crushed it.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Where are we at here? We are at number 8. Here we go. Public servants need not be our priests. Any business that compensated its employees in the way that the federal government compensates public servants would struggle to survive. We should show far more grace towards those who have subjected themselves to public life. The eradication of any space for forgiveness, a jettisoning of any tolerance for the complexities and contradictions of the human psyche may leave us with a cast of characters at the helm we will grow to regret. That's not even a word. The psychologization. It's literally not a word. I'm not making this up, folks.
Yeah, but that's because you don't psychologize.
I don't psychologize enough. Of modern politics is leading us astray. No shit. Like, you know what, though? You could have said that in 1910. Those who look to the political arena to nourish their soul and sense of self, who rely too heavily on their internal life, finding expression in people they may never meet, will be left disappointed. Our society has grown too eager to hasten and is often gleeful at the demise of its enemies. The vanquishing of an opponent is a moment to pause, not rejoice. The atomic age is ending. One age of deterrence, the atomic age, is ending, and a new era of deterrence built on AI is set to begin. No other country in the history of the world has advanced progressive values more than this one. The United States is far from perfect, but it's easy to forget how much more opportunity exists in this country for those who are not hereditary elites than in any other nation on the planet. American power has made possible an extraordinary long peace. Too many have forgotten or perhaps take for granted that nearly a century of some version of peace has prevailed in the world without a great power military conflict. What? Without a great power? Yeah, I read that right. At least 3 generations, billions of people and their children and now grandchildren have never known a world war. Really? You don't say.
Oh, it'd be a real shame if your children never got to feel what it's like to have a real world war. That kind of sounds like a good fucking thing.
Or
you
if you think your children are going to have to suffer through a world war, maybe you should install my software to prevent that from happening.
But it won't prevent it. It won't. That's not even what he said. He didn't even say using it.
It's mutually assured destruction.
Oh man, but the destruction is fucking a necessity to the plan, though. You know, like they're going to be destroying some shit.
You know what? If you hit us with your AI, we're going to hit you with our AI. And you know what else? Our AI is going to be led by Max Headroom. How about that?
Oh,
so like every computer in
there.
their country is going to pop up with a Max Headroom face. Hello.
That was some good hair on that guy. I remember him. Plus he has a cool hacker side quest. I don't know if you remember the story.
Show.
Dude, there was some hacker group hacked a TV station and all sorts of shit, and then that face popped up and gave some kind of like apocalyptic message and then cut off.
Oh, I think I heard about this. It was in like Chicago or something.
Yeah, it was also before my time. Like I think I was probably like 6.
Yeah, it was
7 when that shit happened.
Yeah, they were able. I think I saw that in some UFO documentary or something. I don't know why, but yeah, it was on open wave television, and they were somehow able to cut into it and do that weird shit. All right, here we are. Let's see. Just past the atomic age. The post-war neutering of Germany and Japan must be undone. The defanging of Germany was an overcorrection for which Europe is now paying a heavy price. A similar and highly theatrical commitment to Japanese pacifism will, if maintained, also threaten to shift the balance of power in Asia. We should applaud those who attempt to build where the market has failed to act. The culture almost snickers at Musk's interest in grand narrative, as if billionaires ought to simply stay in their lane of enriching themselves. Any curiosity or genuine interest in the values of what he has created is essentially dismissed, or perhaps lurks from beneath a third veiled scorn. Oh, he must have wanted the Elon Musk boost on his post.
Oh, butthole. And I was like, what the fuck does he have to do with any of this?
Nothing. Silicon Valley must play a role addressing violent crime. Many politicians across the United States have essentially shrugged when it comes to violent crime, abandoning any serious efforts to address the problem or take on any risk with their constituents or donors in coming up with solutions and experiments in what should be a desperate bid to save lives. Is violent crime on the rise?
Always. If he has anything to do with it.
I mean,
you know, if Palantir can help out with that, you know they will.
That's a great point, always, because, you know, it's funny. Since I was a kid, I remember hearing similar reports like that on the news. Violent crime is on the rise. Murder is on the rise. All this stuff's on the rise, but isn't the population also on the rise?
Yeah. Yep.
The
And
two
I mean,
might
like,
be related.
Yeah, there's also
know.
like they're not looking at like why people are murdering each other, and it's usually over money disputes. You know, like if people got paid a bit more, and like, you know,
interesting
other things that they talked about or that they didn't talk about in the news got talked about, maybe some other shit would change.
Yeah, careful,
you know,
though,
like,
because you're going to be called a commie in a minute if you.
Oh well, no.
Say
This
the
is
richest 1% that own 98% of the GDP should give some of that up.
See, the commie issue is like you got Gavin Newsom, commie extraordinaire, right?
Oh God,
where he was like, hey, we're gonna bring all the restaurants up to like $20 an hour for minimum wage, which that's cool. Like, all right, yeah. But as somebody who's worked in there, I know
does
that's
the restaurant get
fucking
to keep the tips?
retarded. Well, his restaurants do. His restaurants also
Ouch.
don't have to pay their employees that much money. They get to pay them, I think, like $15 an hour, some shit like that. So, like, he immediately broke the rules for his own restaurants he had shares in.
That's what he did with COVID, remember?
Yep.
He was
Yep,
like,
yep, yep.
don't go out, just sacrifice and stay in. And then they caught him at some party not wearing a mask. Like right at the height of COVID. I remember that still. It was like,
They're such buttholes. They can't just follow their own bullshit for a little while. Right? Like I think that's the one hardest thing for me as a parent would be explaining. But like I know I can follow it. Like if I'm telling my kids like something for safety, I can at least make sure I'm not doing it in front of them to like where they go, oh, he's an idiot and he's also a hypocrite. Look at him having fun with those bottle rockets he's shooting out of his butt or something, you know, like just trying to be a good dad here, make sure you don't
classic,
die.
It's the classic parent lights up a smoke and tells the kid, don't ever smoke these, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like, but why can't politicians do that for their own policies? You know, like
there's too many cell phones.
Well, this is the thing. I'm giving kids the benefit of the doubt of them being smart enough to catch me in my hypocrisy and using it against me, right? Like he is assuming that grown-ass adults aren't that smart.
Right.
Where I'm like, I allot that to children. You know, like granted, I'm biased. They would be my own children. I'm granted being that smart, but like fucking come on, man.
You got to think about it. Just about every street corner in every major city, businesses, houses, and our phones, cameras are fucking everywhere. You can't get away with shit anymore.
But like, think of the progressive shit that was going on, right? I don't mean like politically progressive. I mean like the progressive auto insurance crap. They put a sensor in your car. You drive all right. It was probably another company that started that first. But,
a bunch of them do it now.
Right. But it was so that, hey, if you let us run this beta test on your thing, we'll just take money off your thing. Right.
Yeah.
Then it went to, hey, we're going to offer it to every customer. And you guys, if you drive good enough, we'll take some money off your thing. And now it's gone to where it's like, no, if you fuck up and fuck around, we're going to charge you. Yeah, we're going to charge you more. And it was like, no, that wasn't in the fine print. And they would go, oh, yeah, it is. Did you
They
check
took-
page 297? And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I didn't. And it goes, good. They don't even explain what it was on 297. They just wanted to know that you didn't
Maybe
see
you
it.
should.
They also have your fucking soul. That was what's on 297. Was your soul being
No, that's
sold?
298. 298.
But you know what I mean? I just find it so strange that our own government is like, I don't really find it that strange. This is like,
Well, I got
corruption
this. I
to a
heard this
T.
really great tip the other day. Speaking to the fine print, one thing we all do, we get those apps or we go to the websites. It's the fine print. You're like, yeah, I agree to the terms, whatever, right? But we don't really know what's in there.
I read them, but I read these fucking things and then I
Well,
complain
check
to
this
everybody,
out.
and they go, "You actually read that? You're weird."
No,
They
here's
don't
what
care
you
what I
do.
say.
Have your LLM read it. Have your AI read it. And
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
right, and then you put some parameters in there. Like if I'm giving up my camera, my photos, my notes, my email, my internet browsing, notify me, and it'll go through and tell you if you are or not, and where you can find it in the actual contract. So that's actually a great use of AI and LLM.
As someone who loved the show Silicon Valley, I would like to set it with the parameters of like, hey, does this have any language that is contract breaking? Like, you remember how?
Oh yeah, you find
how-
so much shit in there, dude.
Well, how Piper got out of the my coffee pot is beeping. It's done. Nice.
Dinner time. Dinner time.
Coffee dinner, that is.
Oh, coffee dinner. Okay.
So now, oh, that beeping damn fucking threw me off. Pavlov's dogged me into coffee time. Shit.
That's okay. I'm gonna finish this while you think about it. We're almost there. Okay. The ruthless exposure of the private lives of public figures drives far too much talent away from government service. The public arena and the shallow and petty assaults against those who dare to do something other than enrich themselves has become so unforgiving that the Republic is left with a significant roster of ineffectual, empty vessels whose ambition one would forgive if there were any genuine belief structure lurking within. So I think somebody's been spending too much time on X.
Okay, so I remember now. It's come back to me immediately. It was a lawsuit section where because the language in the in the originally binding contract was illegal in the first place, like had a bunch of shit that legally is not allowed to be done in the United States. It nullified any contract with that like wording, so therefore it nullified any legal standing they would have had in that lawsuit. But that's what I would like to do, is find illegal things, because they're banking on the fact you don't read it and then won't be able to take them to court so that the judge can throw it out based on illegal language and award you the thing. They're hoping that nobody has the time to go through all this shit. But you just brought in something beautiful to me that now I'm like, fuck it, give it this set of parameters as well, which is easy. It's just a second query to run it with. But like
exactly. You can do this with any contract. It doesn't have to just be terms and conditions. This could be an employment contract. This
well,
could
you
be...
know, after this is devices like iPhones and things like that, certain hard drives or whatever. In I believe it was like 2019, and I noticed this was oddly enough around the time that the fucking Epstein shit was dropping. That I noticed in some of the shit, and it's like Instagram would be able to remove your photographs. Your phone has the ability to remove photographs and take things out of your iCloud and shit. So I don't have my thing attached to my iCloud. I have it everything stored on my phone. And then I back it up on a hard drive that's not attached to the internet or whatever. It's not a cloud thing. But Samsung, Android, they all have the ability to do this. And because they all have this policy that they can just fucking take shit off of your device for whatever reason, you know, like, do you remember that whole...
Probably storage.
Well, that's what they would claim. But now, do you not remember like all those people who were saying like, hey man, I had a ton of shit backed up and it all somehow was deleted. None of it's there anymore. Like I know
No.
a bunch of my screenshots had, oh, this is within Pizzagate and Epstein investigations up until like 2023. I heard a lot of that, and then I noticed a lot of it on my own. Like,
I mean, that
just
would take a lot of
moderation, dude. AI moderation might have made it easier, but was that available
still
in
so much.
2019?
There's like billions of iPhones out there.
Well, if you know who is a conspiracist via these the apps they're conspiracizing on, because my thing was I noticed a lot of the Trump shit missing. And this is during the time of him going against Biden. So I would have thought that, especially during the Biden era, it wouldn't have been a problem. Because like I said, I'm not surprised that Trump was mentioned in the Epstein files. I've seen his name in there earlier.
Oh my God, so many times.
I found photos with him and Epstein, and this is in like 2018. I was posting them regularly.
Now I have in a recent Epstein update. I was going to go over here in just a moment. That's interesting, man. Why is he just connected to fucking everything that's bad?
But now this is the thing. That shit was disappearing off of my fucking phone, which back then as well, my iPhone was not backed up on the iCloud. I have no idea, dude.
That's crazy.
But I noticed that it was legally allowed that they were allowed to moderate things on your device.
Well, so I know that they did the thing with, I think it was like CP and
that was later.
Photo library or something where like
that was later and a bit different.
Okay.
Because dude, there's no reason why the photograph that I had with it was, I remember Trump, Ivanka, Ghislaine in the background, but also with what's her name, Paris Hilton. Every time I had screenshotted that and saved that on any fucking device, that one would disappear.
Shut the fuck up. That's crazy. I mean, what the fuck?
Yep, and that was during the like up until even 2021 when that wasn't an option for him. Like with the president, it was already Biden was in at that point. So, oh no, it was very weird, dude.
Oh my God! Did you see this? Potential UFO whistleblower Matthew Sullivan has died from an accidental overdose.
Oh yeah, it was 2 years ago. That was 2024, though.
Why is this coming up now?
Because they're pulling everything out of the fucking woodwork.
Oh, okay.
I think
Are
they're
they connecting him to the scientists?
Yeah, but now this is the thing, right? Maybe because it was kind of weird. He had a bunch of like we looked it up in a space with Red Panda earlier. Like he did have a bunch of medications that he was on, but it was all like antidepressants and stuff, anxiety medications and stuff.
Pretty common these days. Bedwetting. Wow,
yeah,
that's a lot of anxiety and stress, man. That's nuts.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah,
but it wasn't only for that. It was like stress, but bedwetting was like one of the main fixes for it. But you know how it works with those. Like I think gabapentin gets used for what's it called? Like nerve issues. But I think it also does other shit.
Stress. If you are stressed out, get some help. Get a release. When I was in a custody case for my daughter, trying to get my daughter, her mom basically took her and hid her from me for like 3 months, bro. And the cops couldn't do anything.
Damn, dude.
Cops couldn't do anything because we didn't have anything done through the courts. So first off, let me tell you, if you're a single dad or if you had a baby with someone else and you're not married, make sure to understand what your rights are. Because at any point, if you're not married and you don't have anything in writing, either parent can take that kid and disappear, essentially, without the cops being able to do shit because you have nothing in writing. So even if you're like, oh, she's being nice to me, we don't have to go to court. No, go to court. Get it in writing. Who gets what time with the kids? Because otherwise you'll end up like me. And for those 3 months, I literally had chunks of hair falling out of my head because I was stressed so much. and I was freaking out so much. I
I'm
probably
so sorry
averaged
to hear that, dude.
2 hours of
That's
sleep a
wild.
night. Yeah, it was a rough time, man. But you know what? I got in there, I got the paperwork filed, and I ended up getting full custody of my daughter. So everything worked out. But man, that was a tough time. Very stressful time. Okay, back to the subject at hand. Nate. We're almost done. We're down to 19 out of 22, so we've almost made it. The caution in public life that we unwittingly encourage is corrosive. Those who say nothing wrong often say nothing much at all. The pervasive intolerance of religious belief in certain circles must be resisted. The least intolerance of religious belief is perhaps one of the most telling signs that its political project constitutes a less open intellectual movement than many with it would claim. Some cultures have produced vital advances. Others may remain dysfunctional and regressive. All cultures are now equal. Criticism and value judgments are forbidden. Yet this new dogma glosses over the fact that certain cultures and indeed subcultures have produced wonders. Others have proven middling and worse, regressive and harmful. We must resist the shallow temptation of a vacant and hollow pluralism. We in America and more broadly the West have for the past half century resisted defining national culture in the name of inclusivity. But inclusion into what? The end.
Mediocrity. That's what they're hoping for, folks. They're hoping for the end of the individual. They want only, and now this is just what the algorithm does. Any algorithm will do this, and that's just what this is, a big fancy fucking algorithm that they can take all the information possible, aggregate it into a cohesive spreadsheet so these people can go, this is the biggest grouping of people that we can lie to their face and say they want this. Because like all they got to do is just get the majority to go along with whatever bullshit and then still not do the bullshit. If they can just trick you and every 4 years throw a new fucking asshole in the seat and trick you each way, that's all this AI shit is going to help them do is lie to you better with content algorithm.
Perhaps already has. You know, what do we know?
Yeah, but I also think it's probably a bit more insidious, and I don't know. This is just giving them better ways to as like the wolf in sheep's clothing, better to trick you with. You know, like that's the biggest thing. They never do anything for any kind of altruistic purpose. It's always some kind of wargaming bullshit purpose where they get the house always wins. You know, the house always fucking wins.
Man. Okay, so I think where I'm at right now is I don't trust Palantir, and I certainly don't trust Alex Karp. So if we could keep them out of our contracts, I would be super stoked about that, because I don't think you're right. It's just like the Patriot Act, giving up our rights. You know, it goes back to that Benjamin Franklin saying, right? Like those that are willing to give up their rights for security probably don't
deserve them.
Yeah, they don't deserve either. And he's right. People died for this shit. People shed blood, and we're just giving it up because we want to feel safe. Give it to daddy government. He'll make sure you're okay. Hell no.
It'll just take this is the whole thing, right? Like, we gotta get it through our skulls that the government is a rhino on train tracks, right? Like, it's got its path. Its path has been set for a very long time, and it's going to take forever to get there. So any kind of instrumental change that happens takes fucking time to occur, you know. So we're just watching the thing go, and we're going like, oh, it's going to get there. It's going to get there, and then nothing happens. It's just on such a slow-moving thing. So we need to either make it a bit quicker reactive, or we need to realize, like, maybe this kind of system doesn't work anymore. It worked in the 1500s, You know, it worked in the 1700s. It maybe this type of thing worked in whatever time, but now it's, I don't know, man. I also don't want a computer that doesn't have any skin in any game running any portion of what I would be essentially asked to do. And by that, I just mean like me as a human being. Like, let's say I'm 20 and asked to go fight in a fucking war where, oh, Russia's now using robots. What the fuck? I don't want to deal with that then. I don't want to deal with a robot stealing my fucking job at home, you know, like.
But it's happening.
Yeah.
We have to deal with it.
Yeah, well,
this is our reality.
My whole thing is like it's not so much dealing with it like yeah, we're dealing with it. I mean, like, I'm tired of being the only one fucking talking about these things and being by like people in real life, not just bots on the internet, you know, but being told that it doesn't matter. Why do I care? Why am I the only one who cares at this point?
Because people, they keep us so fucking busy, man. You know, they like there's work, there's family, there's traffic, there's dinner, there's work. You know, it's like it never fucking ends. And now your dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. So now there's more work for some people, right? They're working twice as much, 3 times as much, because now, you know, a gallon of milk went from $3 to $9. I mean, what the fuck happened?
Then like, just think about it, the housing shit, right? Like, if you're selling a house right now, good for you. If you're buying a fucking house for the first time ever, holy shit.
Yeah.
Hey, like, one of the funniest things I see is I think it's like an account called Clown World on Twitter, where every so often they'll just post housing listings, and it'll be like, it looks like a fucking shack in California going for $2 million. And it's like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, like
shed.
What the fuck? How is this dude? Like close to 2 million asking? You know?
Yep. All right. So I do want to, before we close this one out here, want to go over this Epstein news. Deported ex-model levels allegations tied to Trump's social circle and Epstein case. And this story dropped just about a week ago. A Brazilian woman at the center of a developing controversy has come forward with claims involving high-profile figures connected to past social circles around Donald Trump. In her first English language interview, 41-year-old Amanda Unguro alleged she witnessed troubling interactions involving First Lady Melania Trump and Italian modeling agent Paolo Zampoli. Ungaro stated that Zampoli, who is widely credited with introducing Melania to Trump in 1998, subjected her to abuse. She described incidents that included physical violence, confiscation of her passport, and exposure to parties involving underage girls. Oh, man. Ungaro also claims she flew on a private jet linked to Jeffrey Epstein at age 17 in 2002 and later attended events at Mar-a-Lago and the White House. Her allegations remain unverified and are emerging alongside an ongoing case in Florida tied to Epstein-related records. Ungaro, who was deported to Brazil in October 2025 following an arrest during a custody dispute, has offered to testify before a House Oversight committee reviewing those files. Zampoli has disputed narratives surrounding his role, maintaining that he introduced the Trumps at a New York Fashion Week gathering in '98. He has said he is willing to testify before Congress to correct the record. While his name appears in documents associated with Epstein, Zampoli has described their relationship as cordial and limited to professional dealings, citing shared business interests in the modeling industry. Separately, longstanding speculation has pointed to Epstein as the one who may have introduced the couple, supported in part by a 2019 FBI witness account. Melania Trump addressed the issue publicly on, that's what the fuck she was talking about. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we covered that.
Yes, this is what
we
she
didn't
was
cover this,
about.
but we covered that. Okay,
Yeah.
Now the cookie crumbles.
Now we're seeing the picture. So
My, how
Trump
the turntables turntabled.
Rejecting the suggestion of a deeper connection in a White House statement, she acknowledged a single encounter with Epstein at a public event in 2000 and called the rumors defamatory. A spokesperson added that she has no knowledge of the personal dispute between Zampoli and Unguro. Unguro has since claimed to possess damaging information tied to the group's past associations, though no evidence has been substantiated publicly. Wow. So how long before this lady commits suicide?
Ooh, I don't know. Did you see that one where it was the model speaking out about it and talking about how they're doing terrible things to kids on an island, and all of a sudden she's thrown in a mental institution and then gone. Like I never heard from her again.
Who is this?
Famous. She's like a Spanish supermodel, like really famous, dating somebody really fucking famous, and like she disappeared. Type supermodel talks about child trafficking and gets disappeared, and it should pop up. But very similar to this. I'm surprised she wasn't disappeared already. I thought that's where you're going with this one. I thought you were mentioning that story, and then it turns out she's not she's not missing. But the other woman,
this is a whole nother.
I think she's from Brazil too, if I'm not mistaken.
And you know what? That's exactly the kind of stuff that we saw in the research. Is that's what he would do? He would like take their passports. He would lock them. Basically, here's your apartment, but they have no passport because they've been told they'd have to give it up for their visa while they're working for the modeling company or whatever bullshit.
Well, there's also something about sending their ass to the island and taking their passport so they can't leave for a while. Because like I found a bunch of them where it's girls complaining about being stuck on that fucking island and being like, I hate it here, dude. Get me the fuck off this island. And this isn't on like a rapey thing. They're like, yeah, you know, I told you I'd come and work here, but it's me and 2 other girls on an empty fucking island. I'm bored out of my mind right now. There's only so much they can do there, which I understand. Like imagine being on the smallest version of Hawaii without any of the cool shit. You know, like you're on a small island that you can probably fill out with adventures in one day. And I'm not even talking about Great St. James. I'm talking about the little one here. And then just staff who doesn't really talk to you anyway. Like they're instructed not to by Ghislaine and all them. You know, so it's not like they're friends with any of these people.
Right. Well, and I don't think, I mean, from all the stories we heard and read and everything else, it seemed like Ghislaine was kind of a bitch, unless she like
total
really liked
bitch,
you.
dude. Right now, this is the thing. So it was a big thing when it came up in the first Epstein. Well, not first because it was right before her in 2019. He's in court and she's brought in as a witness, and they keep asking her about like, hey, the massages and stuff that took place. Who took those down? Who did the notarizing? She was like, well, the girls, anybody who's by a phone would answer the phone. Bullshit. The girls would pick up a phone. There were only 2 or 3 people that were allowed to even touch the phones. Okay. And it was mostly not the girls. It was like Ghislaine or the house manager or like maybe the head maid possibly could, but there was only a few names attached to the memos. And for the massages and shit, it was supposed to be Ghislaine who took down those things because she's a fucking control freak. She also liked to set her up in positions that Jeffrey couldn't get rid of her on a moment's notice, because that's kind of what he would do. He'd get annoyed with these girls and like fuck them off, you know, like
had to anchor herself in there.
Yeah, oh yeah, like Karina. Karina stayed for a while. I don't know how she stayed on his good side so long, but all the other girls, like they would do like maybe a year, or they would date him and kind of be an assistant for a little while, and then they would fuck off for a month because they can't take it. They're selling girls into sex slavery, you know? So like, I guess they have a mental break. They take a little while off and then they try to get in touch with him again. And he's like, you're already cut off. Like I tried to help you.
Kid.
Yeah. I tried to help you help me. I'm helping you traffic children, but you're going to tell me that you're helping me. Like it's this wacky manipulation shit, but I see that island isolation, taking away the passport thing as like a key piece of his manipulation tactic for certain girls.
Part of his SOP, standard operating procedure.
I love It's Always Sunny, so anytime I could bring in a Sunny reference, that's his Dennis system. You know how Dennis is talking about, like, first you gotta like you date the women, you know, and then you entice them.
Oh,
and
yes.
Then eventually what you do is like, because one of them is narcissism, so it's like You got to make her think that she's in fear for her own life, you know? So what you want to do is get a voice changer and you scare her. And then you are like, when she calls you because there's no one else who will help her, you know, like, then you come in to save the day. Right. And then when she's like, okay, I want you because you saved the day, he's like, you throw her away at that point because you want her to feel like it's like, oh my God, is he doing the joke thing from It's Always Sunny in actuality? Because there's another thing where he's like, oh, I've always wanted a boat. And everyone's like, why have you always wanted a boat? And he goes, oh man, so just think of this. He's like, you and your lady, you go out for a nice dinner on a boat ride. And then you ask her if she wants to sleep with you, and then she can't say no. And then they're like, why can't she say no? And it's like the implications. And like everyone makes up their own implication at that point. It's like the funny thing. Because he says it to Mac, he says it to Frank, he says this, and like one of them's like, what, because you're out at sea? And he goes, exactly. Another one's like, oh, what, because you'll throw them overboard? And he goes, exactly. And he goes, you won't do any of these things, but it's the implication that you would. And it's like, how rapey can you fucking be, dude? But like, this is the shit I'm talking about. It's like they made that into a sitcom. Yeah. And the fucking implications thing fits into like Epstein's whole spiel, you know?
It really does. Yeah, it really does.
I'm sort of waylay again, but like, it just seemed fitting.
No, you're right. I think I found the woman you were talking about, Maria de Los Angeles Veron.
Yeah, she was outside a hotel or something, like freaking the fuck out.
It says that it's a well-documented case, often cited in discussions about trafficking. She vanished in Argentina in 2002. Evidence strongly suggests that she was abducted by a trafficking network and forced into prostitution. Her case became symbolic of okay, maybe that's not the one.
No, this one, a woman, because it's like 2015 to 2018 or 2019.
Part of the Epstein thing?
Maybe. I think it is similar in a way that she was a supermodel, a soap opera star, like all sorts of shit. Within, I think it might have been Brazil or Argentina or one of those, right? Where she had a mental breakdown. She was caught outside of a big, fancy, famous hotel, screaming at people, talking about they're eating children, they're trafficking children.
Yes,
and then
I know
disappeared.
exactly. Yeah, no. She was. I do remember that. I have seen that video.
But if I'm not mistaken, she disappeared after that.
Here we
She
go.
went into a
Gabriela. Gabriela Rico Jimenez. Similar name. 09 video exists showing a young woman in Mexico screaming in public, claiming she was held against her will and accusing powerful people of horrific crimes. She's sometimes described online as a model, though there's no solid record of her being a professional or famous model.
I just want to say, on the front of trying to do shit like that, remember when we were doing the Rosa Cactus thing and it turns out she was alive and she had changed her name several dozen fucking times, where I was freaking out because that was one of the girls I thought had gone missing and nobody gave a shit. But it had turned out that she worked for MC2. What's funny is I typed Rosa, Roza Kaktus into Google, and you think because there's only one model who's ever used that name, and she's sort of a famous model, like been in a bunch of shit. Her face would pop up, number one. Her modeling career would pop up, but it doesn't. Even Google's AI said, no, that person doesn't exist. Then I had to bring in the Epstein documents and say, no, she exists. Here she is talking about working for MC2. And then it went, oh, you are right. Here we go. And then it pulled up her shit. Dude, I swear to God, Grok refused to ever notice her. Google's LLM at least smartened up when I pointed it in the direction, because then I was like, real weird that you, the LLM who has no bias, right? Would shoo this away and go, that's not true. I'm like, this is a trafficking case and a person could go missing. And then it stopped pulling its shit. It didn't gaslight me anymore. After that, it was like, okay. I see what we're dealing with now. Like, and I was like, do me a favor. We got to go through this. And it even brought me to the fact that she had disappeared after 2019. There was no mention of her anywhere at all whatsoever. But even in 2012 or 2013, she went back home, borrowed money from Epstein, and then fucking disappeared after that for her sister. It was her sister's tuition in school. So she disappeared after that, and it wasn't until after Epstein died that she started doing work recently, but under a totally different name. Rosa Cactus isn't her real name. She had another, like she has an actual name, a stage name. So I don't think that we would really know, especially if this woman that we're talking about now had a stage name and then had gone through any number of name changes in between. So of course, like it would be really hard. Like if you're looking up her government name and she worked by a stage name, you wouldn't immediately come up with that,
Yeah. So I'm looking at, it looks like a little older Facebook posting, and it says in the comments, she was placed in a institution. But again, this is just a comment from someone I don't know on Facebook.
Things are disappearing off the internet. You know what I mean?
God,
Like there was a lot on
people
this
are
story at
disappearing.
first. People are disappearing. Things
Yeah.
are disappearing.
Things are disappearing. People are disappearing. Flack, I don't want to disappear, buddy.
Look, that's my reaction. That's my reaction. Look at my PFP. It's my reaction. Neither do I, buddy. And neither do
What
I.
is going on, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm freaking out over here. Trying to be cool. I'm freaking out a little bit.
Dude, Danielle. So the scientist that was like an assistant to McCaslin, right? Like you heard about her thing, right? Like they were hiking on a trail in California, not Mount Everest.
Oh, the Reza.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Reza. Yeah, and she was like 30 feet behind him.
Yeah, I think that was her last name was Reza. That's the only reason why I brought that up.
Yeah, they turned around and smiled, walked a few more feet, turned around, she was gone. And
Just
they sent
411
search and
shit.
rescue helicopters.
Missing 411 covered stories like that all the fucking time. How strange, dude. Like imagine that. You are on a fucking hike with your family and just somebody up and goes missing. Just out of nowhere. Out of fucking nowhere. But it happens. There's the strangest ones to me are the children where that happens with, and they end up like 100 miles away on a cliff top that there's no possible way I guess a really prolific cliff hanger guy, whatever the hell it would be, like spelunker, would be able to get to. But this little child ended up there, still alive, totally fine. Sometimes not so alive, but sometimes they are alive, many miles away.
Dude, I don't understand it. And I haven't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to put my thoughts together about these missing scientists, and it's like, do you remember the graph from I showed you on our last episode?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So like I really started studying it and looking for patterns and stuff. I don't know what these people were working on, dude. I could not for the life of me. Why is this music so loud? There we go. I could not for the life of me figure out the connections. I know about Reza and McCaslin, obviously they work together. But the rest of them, other than being in the fields that they're in, I just could not, and I had AI help me. I couldn't find any kind of pattern or connection.
They're trying to put Wilcock on that list. They're trying to put so many others on there. Like I think that would be another good episode to just do a background and tying these people together. Because I know Red brought up there is a couple good connections there, but like they're just trying to throw a lot of people on that bandwagon at the moment, because they brought Amy Eskridge, and I can see why they're bringing her on there, especially with the stones she was throwing, especially in her first interview she did with Jeremy Reason and Sokol. But I don't know, man. It'd be really cool to run through all that shit and like really, I guess, lay that stuff out.
Let's do it, man, because like I I looked at it a bunch of different ways, and I just, other than where they were, like physically located, in the general field, I couldn't see any other. Maybe they were the people in the background that were working on some of this stuff unofficially or in a classified manner, you know? I don't know, but it's really fucking freaky to think
we'd be kind of screwed on the research end, but I don't know, maybe because I was thinking about maybe continuation of government. We are in wartime right now, but a lot of these are a couple of years old. You know, some of them are 10 years old, maybe, that they've been missing, and a bunch are already deceased. So I don't know. I think it'd be good to try and run these down and really see. Maybe we can whittle it down to maybe 7 that really tie into maybe a continuation of government plot or something.
I know the show Good Morning UFO. If y'all aren't subscribed on YouTube, make sure you go subscribe to Good Morning UFO. She has a great show, and she usually does them before noon. And she actually went and talked to some of his neighbors, I guess. And they, you know, were just surprised, and like it was just like you would be if your neighbor had disappeared, you know? So she didn't really discover anything unusual, but it's this upper class, affluent neighborhood. And you're telling me all these houses didn't have Ring doorbell cams on them? Give me a break. I roll through trailer parks that have Ring doorbells.
Well, that end, she said, what creeped her out wasn't what she was doing with the investigation. It was after asking a couple of questions to the neighbor, she got a ton of shit from a bunch of people within the intelligence community and outside the intelligence community. Like, she got a bunch of really weird, like almost gang stalkery shit just from looking into it, because it's a neighborhood thing. 'Cause she's in Albuquerque, so she looked into that shit. And she was like, that's why she stopped looking into it, was because of the other things that were happening. That was weird. And like, you can't help but notice, like, oh, wow, I'm now getting a ton of negative comments from only one thing. And I didn't really, like, I don't think she was being rude or anything like that. You know, like, if you know Amy, she doesn't want to piss anyone off, let alone the entire community. So, like,
well, I know some people weren't happy about what we had to say about Gary Nolan, but I still stand by it.
You can't make everybody happy, especially when we're being honest about our own opinions, you know? Like,
Absolutely. Oh, man. Well, thank you for hanging out with me for this news episode, buddy. It's always much more enjoyable with your company.
Oh, anytime, but my phone is, I had to throw it on the charge because it was like
It's 1,000 degrees right now.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I have a blast as fucking always. And whenever you want to dig into that timeline, like, I'm down. We also got that wacky King Solomon.
Oh my God!
Take us down, which should be fun.
Yeah,
we're actually going to be doing some. I don't know. We're throwing some shit at the wall to try and get some research done. Maybe tonight after this space for that thing we do. What, maybe next week or in a couple days?
Hell yeah, buddy. I'm down. And I just promised one of my subscribers we do a new Tracy Twine. Really popular. Like, people really want to know more about Tracy. They want to get to know more about her, what she was doing, what happened to her. So I'm very surprised by the amount of views that those videos consistently get. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to roll out Tracy.
Well, I'd like to lump her in if we're throwing everybody, especially David fucking Wilcock, onto the missing scientist shit. We're gonna throw Tracy in there for the fact that maybe she wasn't a scientist, but all the gun stalking shit that we were associating with Amy Eskridge and some of the other people that are on that fucking list, she was getting the same shit from a different angle, but from the same political government branch, I believe. You know, like we noticed it in the UFO community. She got it on a totally different end from looking at the esoteric shit. So I think
weird.
It's worth to talk. You know, I love Tracy. She is a phenomenal researcher. I had a little bit of a tizzy about her book, Genuflect, But then, like, after doing more research, my issues weren't with the subject matter or the choice of her writing in the book. It was I found it in actual grimoires and things to where, like, oh, okay, now I know why she talked about that, and it was so goofy. But those motherfuckers who wrote the grimoire were kind of goofy, so it makes sense to me now. You know, I think I bitched about about feet getting cut off and being reimplanted. That's the thing. That's a fucking thing they talk about in these wacky transmutation books.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that was another comment somebody left on that. One of the videos had asked if I had read the books. I was like, I haven't. Flack has read a couple of them.
Maybe 7, and then a couple of essays and papers.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some more on her for sure. But for tonight, I'm gonna call it, buddy. I'm gonna get on out of here and lay on down with the family.
Heck yeah, brother. Good night, sweet dreams and shit. Make sure you plant maybe 7 or 8 crucifixes on the wall to get the Epstein dreams away.
Say plenty of prayers. Oh, buddy. Actually, we're gonna check out a new church tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, nice.
Churches, they're so hit and miss, dude. You know, like I always feel like if I go in a church and there's people with like sleeve tattoos and stuff, I'm good. But if I go into church and there's like people with tucked in polo shirts, I'm probably not gonna like it.
Oh man, they all look like fucking they belong on a golf course.
Yeah, like that.
Dude, that's actually every church. What's funny is like we've got this not resurgence, but it's like this surge of ones that look like Apple stores. Like the whole thing is like a giant glass building that's not like stained glass or anything, and come from New York.
Yes.
Old like 200-year-old like buildings with beautiful stained glass shit. So I don't understand these Apple store ones out here, man.
Yeah, I get it's, you know, they think it's gonna make people feel more comfortable or whatever, more modern. I went to a church pretty consistently in Portland that was way more open-minded, you know, about things, a little more progressive, I guess you would say. But the churches in the small town I'm in now are very hit and miss, but we're going to try this one tomorrow and see how it goes. I'm of the strong opinion you don't need a church to love Christ. You really don't.
Well, we went to, I think it was on, I don't know, it was either last Easter or last Christmas. It's funny because they all meld together because the weather's the same out here. So like it looks like it's summer, no matter what the hell time you decide to go to church or whatever. So we went to this one. It had like a real Scientology vibe to the damn thing. But
no.
Almost spot the hell on looked like the Apple store on what was it, Times Square, the big glass roof.
It's so weird
thing, dude, where it was like, I was like, okay, so now this is a pattern. The ones that look like a glass Rubik's cube are probably Scientology centers. Like, avoid these kind of ones. But there's the nicer ones. They're just a bit further out. You know, you're gonna see like it's probably 20-30 minute drive.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But on that note, man, thanks again. Y'all, thank you for hanging out. If it's your first time here, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Don't forget to give Flak Magnet a follow on X. It's at the Flak Magnet on X. Are you still going by the Lizard King?
I've not just changed it in solidarity with Red. It's now White Panda Bala Koala Klava.
Oh, good.
I thought it was so funny because it's kind of like a koala balaclava, the little mask on their face on there.
I can't, like, how could you hate on Red?
I don't know. He's fun, man. He's fun, and he reports on cool shit, and he does it truthfully. You know, I keep bringing this up. Like, every time they call him a grifter, I'm like, okay, cool, let's call him a grifter. But, like, you kind of got to point out the grift, though. You know, like I'm all for calling out grifters and scammers, but, like, point out the scam or the grift, and I'm right there with you. But without that, what the fuck are you doing?
He's an excellent researcher. He's a very good interviewer. He's quick-witted. And a lot of times he's right. So, I mean...
And he'll admit when he's wrong, you know?
Right.
Like, no problem.
So I just...
doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I don't get it. I don't
Same with
understand.
Tupa. Tupa gets a good bit of shit. He hasn't gotten any
Yeah.
lately, but fuck, I love Tupa too. He's cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
Tupa
Hell yeah.
Capra.
All right. Well, on that note, everybody have a fantastic night. Mr. Flack, I'll see you very soon.
Good evening.
Good evening.